Hello, everybody. Welcome to Off the Record with Phase 3. I am Daniel, behind the switcher.
Hello there.
Oscar.
Daniel.
And I'm Oscar.
Yes, I'm Sam here.
And
on the audio switcher.
And I'm Chelsea.
Chelsea is with us today.
Yes.
Chelsea has was telling us earlier, she just wrapped a short, and she also was a star of Oscar's Separate Ways.
Yep.
Directed by Oscar, written by Oscar and Samantha.
Yes.
How are you, Chelsea?
Mm-hmm. I'm doing good. Happy to be here. I have been wanting to be on the podcast, so thanks for having me.
We appreciate that.
So happy to
wanting to have everybody that we've ever worked with on this podcast.
Yeah.
Oscar.
Yes, sir.
How are you feeling, sir?
I am feeling great. We just wrapped post-production of Separate Ways, and such a remarkable film, and it's my baby. Love the film, love the story.
With all your babies? All the babies that you have made already?
Well, yeah, I directed a couple films, but Separate Ways is the special one for me. That's my main baby.
It's your
the other babies grew up to college.
No parent will admit that. Why would you admit that? You have a favorite child? How dare you?
This one was just born. The other one just went off to college and got their awards.
Wow.
Damn. That's actually pretty accurate. He got all its awards. It's like, I'm an award-winning filmmaker.
Stop.
Well, let me start us off with, let's go way back now.
Damn, how far you want to go back?
Chelsea was, there's our first cat sighting.
Oh, that's the boy. Yeah, that's my boy Remy.
Yes.
Oh, Remy.
The first 3
Sorry.
cats? No, it's okay.
Just ignore me. I'm gonna.
It's totally fine. They will distract us the entire time. It's totally fine.
Got Frey over there passed out.
It's hard to not get distracted by my babies.
I love them.
So we'll go down this road really quickly. Chelsea, was the first shorts you did with Footlight or before that?
Yeah, they were my first short films that I ever worked on. We all met each other in an acting class, and we just decided hey, let's take our career in our own hands and make some stuff together. And that was really where I learned the most about filmmaking and about acting, because Vanessa's an amazing director and writer as well. Vanessa Silva from Footlights. She's she's our mother. But yeah, just that was my first experience. And then I did some other independent ones that I submitted to on my own. But there are so many short films that I never got any footage back from.
Oh,
because
yeah.
they just died.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Or they'd be like, yeah, we're editing it, we'll send it to you. And then they just would ghost me after that. So, yeah.
Just play the movie and just not even tell you. Just
oh, yeah.
wow.
There's been so many. Because I started acting, pursuing it really in 2014 when I was 18. So I would drive myself to LA for auditions and stuff, and I didn't know anything about the business, and so I would just go out for anything and everything, and I filmed a couple things, and there's a couple things I'm glad never saw the light of day because I cannot believe I signed myself up for that. And we can get into it if you want, but yeah, just to sum it up,
If you want to,
Footlights
sure.
has been the best experience. Well, just there was one where I was cast as a party girl, and I had to snort cocaine on camera, which is fine, but I didn't know what I was doing, and I'm sure it looked so silly. And then there was one where I had to do a threesome with this older guy, and I'm why did I do that? And why did my parents not stop me? Did I just not tell them? I don't remember. And I'm I really put myself into some compromising positions. But other than that, it's been positive. But I've never seen the footage, so I don't even know. Maybe one day they'll come back to haunt me.
Oh,
I'm sure.
yeah.
TMZ will get a hold of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you're super big and guess what she did in her past?
Yeah.
It always comes back when you're big and famous after that, and then the whole world knows you. You're oh my God.
Okay,
you're one of those actors where did you find that? I've been trying to look for that.
Right? I've been trying to put that on my reel.
That's hilarious. No, it's easy to. I say with the whole you've never heard of these after they ghost you, it's so easy to do that, and it would make us mad every time.
Yeah.
And because we've had a few of those in the past with our team of on them all the time, get your movie done.
Yeah.
Because these people are coming out, they're putting their time into it, and it feels like we're just wasting their time now because no one's putting it out there, and they wait for it. and nothing happens, and that's
Yeah.
why I'm like, it frustrates me so much. That's why we're on each other so much, no matter how much we piss each other off.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, like, you are on it as far as, like, producing, filming, editing, getting it out. Like, your schedule is, it's amazing that you have that sort of dedication, because a lot of independent filmmakers, they just kind of put it off because it's hard.
It is very hard.
Yeah.
I think I still think you mentioned too, like, because we always say because Miguel takes a while to do his films all together, but we love him, we do. But he does take some time to do all of his movies. But I remember talking about you because he knows. I remember when you said, like, why does it take so long though? I'm like, but think about it. You and all three of us are editors. He's not.
Yeah.
So again, it's like one of us. It's like one of us asking someone else, like, out of your time, can you, like, do you have time to edit my movie, kind of thing? Like,
Yeah.
it's not easy. Like us, I edited you and me in, like, 8 days, because
Yeah.
I had to get it in for IFF,
Yeah.
and not everyone has the time to do that, or the discipline. Really, they're not trying to get out there that fast, but
Yeah.
they can't.
I know, and
But,
if I knew
yeah.
how to edit, I'd be like, just send it to me and I'll do it,
Yeah, I'll figure it out. Please just give it to me. Finish it
I
up.
was going to ask, it's a good point, because I was going to ask, is there any other position, like, I know you, obviously your
Right.
primary focus is acting.
Yeah.
Is there any other position that you've, like, wanted to try or been interested in, like, going down that road?
Yeah, I mean, I've AD'd a lot, which I like because I'm a really organized person and I like to get everyone on schedule. And also, like, whenever I'm on set and things aren't going well and I'm just an actor, I just want to take over. And you can't, because I understand I have a position that I have to, stay. Otherwise, it's going to cause more chaos. So I like ADing, but I also really like writing. And the things that I have written, I love the idea of it. But
We can help you with that.
yeah. I mean, and that's the thing,
Yeah.
is, like, getting the money and the time to actually, like, produce it is always a challenge. But I do have, some ideas that I've written out that I really love. And maybe directing one day. But directing is so enigmatic to me, because when I watch people do it, I'm like, okay, yeah, like, I understand it, but the pre-production part of it, I'm like, I don't get it. Like,
It's just so much work.
It's a lot of work.
It's so much work, because you're not just, like, I can explain to someone how I want a certain actor to be in the character.
Yeah.
But it's you're doing it to all of these characters, and, like, you're trying to remember. You're trying to get the visual in your head and explain to them this is what's happening.
Yeah, and I think a
kind of
lot
thing.
of directors, at least the ones that I've worked with, also are cinematographers. And so I feel like I would want to be able to communicate, like, the shot that I want, but I want to know
Right.
what lens I need and, like, things like that. And I have no clue.
Yeah.
So I think that would hinder me in a way. So I love all points of production, but I tend to fall more into like the business side of it, like making sure we have location and, paperwork and things like that. Because I don't know, that's just, I've done that for so long.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for now, acting is definitely where I fall. And I see some of my friends, like my age, starting to direct, and I'm like, do I want to do that? Like, I watch them and I know they're having such a fun time, but, like, I don't think I have that desire that they had. And even directors that used to be actors that I've spoken to, and I've asked them, like, when did you realize, like, oh, I don't really want to act, I want to direct? And they're like, it was like a clear thought in my brain. Like, actually, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to direct. That's never happened to me. So until that happens, I'll
Yeah,
stick with acting.
it's true. It really is true, because
Yeah.
you have to want to do it.
Yeah.
Because I know I've said to you many times when we started FTVM, I didn't want to produce. I didn't know what it was.
Oh, yeah,
And I got into it, and I got so much more going on. And then I started producing so much more your stuff. And I realized how much it was taking away from what I wanted to
Yeah.
do. Was first thing was acting. And it took me away completely.
Yeah.
And then I realized, like, I don't like producing anymore.
Yeah.
It is so much work. And yes, I'm just a person that's a goal. It's a task for me to finish, and I will finish it. But it's not what you want to do all the time. It's not. I always tell Paul's like, Saen's a producer. I'm like, you shut up. Stop telling people I'm a producer. I'm not. Like, stop getting me to produce other stuff.
Yeah.
It wouldn't it wouldn't be a Phase 3 podcast if we were not mentioning Paul.
Yes, I mention Paul in every podcast. We
Paul
complain
Black.
about him all the time.
Paul listens to the podcast so he can hear us talk about it.
Oh, I'm sure, yes.
Well, shout out.
That
We
Leo.
know you're doing that.
We love you, Paul.
Yeah, you know, when I was in high school, I went to a psychic and I asked her about like my acting career. I'm like, will I be a successful actor? And she's like, no, you're going to be a producer. You're going to be very successful at it, but you should just not even try acting because that's not where I see you being successful. And like the fact that I still remember that is so messed up. Like it's haunted me.
Yeah. Well, I know it's easy to do because we're not nice to ourselves a lot of the time.
Yeah, so I was like, what?
Any bit of criticism we hear, we're like, you're right. It was horrible. And then if someone tells you like you did amazing, you're like, shut up. No, I didn't.
Which is so true. Like I never think I'm doing a good job ever. So
we're just perfectionists.
Yeah,
it's totally fine. It's I think a lot of us are like, we always ask each other, how does this look or how does it seem to you? Because we always need that separate set of eyes because we never believe ourselves. Like it looks like I want to say like I'll change something and everyone's like, no, it's fine. I'm like, I don't think it is. They're like, shut up. And then I end up touching it just a little bit and they're like, why did you do that? Like, I just couldn't leave well enough alone. I'm sorry. But no, I totally get it.
Yeah.
That sucks. It's a stupid fortune teller. Don't ever go back to that fortune teller.
Whatever.
It's like, you're not real. No, like, you're all mad. You're fake.
If I can ask to go back to the AD thing really quickly, you have I guess it could be either one, like a favorite or least favorite AD moment where you had to crack the whip.
Oh.
You know, I don't think I've had a bad moment. I mean, definitely stressful, but I do tend to handle stress really well, which is why I feel like I'm good at being an AD. But I mean, I AD'd on one of our 24-hour film shoots, and that was intense.
Oh yeah.
Very intense. But it was fun. It was fun to step away from the acting in that sense because, you know, I don't want to be selfish. Like usually it's all of our group, we're, you know, writing, acting, and producing our own stuff. And I always just kind of end up acting in it. But for once I was like, no, somebody else, please. So that it was really fun to just like not even have to worry about the acting part and just worry about the production going smoothly and like holding ownership over that. But yeah, I mean, it gets a little tricky when we were collaborating with other people that also direct and produce, and so they already have an opinion on it, and you have to be that person to tell everyone, like, you're not in charge on this shoot. The director is in charge. You're not the director this time. And so, like, I'm always kind of being like, everyone, listen to the director, shut up, you know? Like, I have to bring it back in, because also I think sometimes on independent stuff, like, actors try to chime in, what if we do this? And then somebody else tries to come in, but you can also do that. And you're like, at the end of the day, it's the director's vision, and you have to direct your questions to me, and I will direct it to them.
You're right.
Don't cross that, you know?
Right.
So I think I do a pretty good job of, like, cracking the whip, just keeping it cracked, you know?
Yeah.
I think people are kind of scared of me sometimes, which just, like, helps in general.
It does. It really does. Was it Paul say? He's like, if your AD doesn't piss the cinematographer off at least once, you're not doing your job right.
Yeah,
you're like,
true.
so they all have to be scared of you at some point.
Yeah.
Like they all,
Everybody isn't angry at you.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone isn't angry at you the whole time you're not doing your job right, because it is true, because if that person does go to the director without telling you, and then that director's like, oh, we decided to do this. Like, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
But everything
like,
falls
we're on
apart.
A schedule. Yeah.
Everything falls apart because that one person just went straight to the director and they took it in, and you're like,
because the director is like, you know, that's the creative brain. And so they take ideas, they see things like, yeah, let's do it. And like the AD has to pull them back and be like, no.
yeah.
We don't have time for that.
You're like, listen here. You're crazy. It's like this crazy shot. You know what? Scratch that shot. We're doing this one. No.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, it's, for the most part, I've had good experiences. But I've only really done shorts. And we did one feature. Well, yeah, technically, it was like a 40-minute long short where I was the AD, and that was like multiple days. And that was stressful, but I kept it together. We had like extras and stuff, and that was probably like the most involved. But I mean, I don't know how I would do. Like, I look at the AD of like these big TV shows and stuff, and I'm like, gosh, like, there's a reason why they have the shortest lifespan of all of the crew members. It's sad.
Oh, God.
Because it's stressful.
I didn't know that. Now I feel terrible.
Yeah, that's something new. Yeah, I didn't know
sure
that.
that's a thing.
It makes sense though, because they deal with so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I wanted to bring up my first interaction with yourself and Footlight in general was when you guys taught that awesome acting course.
The workshop, right?
Workshop
Yeah.
at FTVM. And I took that course. I went because I wanted to write and direct. I have since, but I wanted to learn how to communicate.
With actors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember it helped so much. And the biggest thing it helped with was like what not to do.
Yeah.
Which is great. And, Oscar, I know you've acted a little bit.
I have.
Against your will sometimes.
Yeah, it is actually against his will sometimes.
Yeah. And Sam, obviously you've acted a ton. And obviously Chelsea, like, have you found, like, it's better for a director to do that? Like, have you found, like, you've given better performances when you know a director has kind of put himself in front of the camera? Both of you? Like, all of you, really, but I know, Oscar, you didn't like acting. The question is for all of you, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, not necessarily. I think it helps if you have been an actor because you do know how to, like, communicate what kind of emotional performance you want to get out of them. It just makes it easier to put those thoughts into words. Whereas, like, sometimes if you don't know how to explain what you want, you're like, I've had directors be like, just do it again. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what do you need from me? Or there's always like that that note that you get where it's like, just be more grounded, but don't be flat. And you're like, okay. So it helps if they have been in that situation before, because I feel like they can, in a sense, sometimes even show you what they want. And I'm like, okay, now I get it.
Right.
But I have worked with directors that have never acted before, and sometimes they just don't give direction. And so it just goes back to you, like, being confident in what you've chosen as your choices for the character. And if you don't get a note, then that means you're doing a good job. So, and I found on these bigger sets that I've been on, like, the director isn't really giving the notes to actors, like, at all. They're just like, okay, action, and then it's done, and then they're like, all right, moving on, and you're just like, oh. I was expecting them to come over and be like, okay, let's try it this way, but no.
They have a clear vision.
Yeah.
You hit it, apparently.
Yeah. Well, you and me, and it's the same, tied into the same question, but you and me have talked about this a lot.
Right.
You and me.
Oh, wait.
Like, what is it? It's the act of being observed.
Right.
Trusting your director.
Yeah.
Because you can't view yourself.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times, and again, I'm sure you can all attest to this, like, kind of want a note.
Sometimes you do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't get that on bigger sets, I've found. Because they don't have the time, and they just kind of, they cast you, and they're like, do exactly what you did in the self-tape.
Right.
Unless something changes and they didn't tell you. But it's never like at least in my experience so far, I haven't gotten like that direct feedback. And I've also, because of that, now, like, when I'm on an independent set, I don't want to see playback either, because I don't want to be judging my performance just based off of what I look like. Like, if the director says that they got the take, then they got it. I don't want to see it, because we also look at it and we're like, oh, my eyebrow's doing a weird thing. Can we redo it? And it's like, no, like, you did it. And so it's just trusting that what you did was the right thing for that. But yeah.
No, yeah, that makes sense. No, I'm in the same boat as you in that way, because I did find it was easier to act or to direct once I've acted, because a lot of times, like you said, it's the whole art of a director explaining what they want to do, and sometimes they don't know how to work with people. Sometimes you don't know how to talk to people, because I do like to do that. Sometimes I'll read people a little bit, figure out what direction are you going, and I was like, okay, now I know what that means to her or to him.
Right. And also knowing how to communicate. It's like being a boss. Like, you have to know that some people don't take criticism in a certain way. Like, you have to change the way that you communicate to every person.
Yeah.
So you have to like actors also.
I've
worked with directors where I'm like, I don't feel like you like actors. You know? Like,
did I make you angry in some way? Like, did we just get off on the wrong foot here? What's going on?
Like, why did you cast me? Like, I feel like nothing I do is right. Like,
So, but that person probably just comes off that way, that way sometimes. That like, we read that person of like, I don't think they like me.
That's why chemistry is important too. Like,
yes.
When you are auditioning for something, or when you're working with like a cast and crew, like, if the actors having chemistry is one thing, but like, if the director and the actors don't have chemistry, then like something is going to get lost in translation.
Right.
You know? So I think that reads on screen. Like, when you watch a
definitely.
movie and then you hear like all the drama going on behind the scenes, it kind of bleeds into the movie, I feel like.
Yeah, what it reminds me was that It Ends With Us.
Yeah.
That whole thing, you're like, I wonder, the people already knew the drama as the movie was coming out, and they're like,
Yeah.
I wonder how bad it got.
Yeah.
As they're watching
Everybody starts to read into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's your experience, Oscar?
As an actor, oh my, that's a good question. Because like I haven't really acted full time in a long time. Because I kind of like stepped down from it and focused more on the directing and writing part. But when I was an actor, couple years ago, and you know what you guys mentioned, you know, if you got to have chemistry with the actors, and what's also important is having chemistry with your director. You know, back when I was in college, in my early years, I started multiple episodes of this. I will not name what it is, but there's a
Wait, episodes, did I know about this one?
you were a part of it in college.
And you can.
I prefer not to. But there's a couple times where it's like, okay, you're starring with this person, but this person's kind of a jerk. And so, you know, I did this little new film noir skit, crime thing. I don't know what it was, but it was like, okay, yeah. He's like, I'm down for it. And it's like, and the director's like, action. But then you got that one guy who tries to be the method actor, and he's hurting you with handcuffs.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, I think you were there for that.
I mean, the fact that you're not giving any context, you said hurting you with handcuffs. It could be any context you're talking
So,
about.
like, I'm getting arrested. It's a scene that's getting arrested, and this guy's putting so much pressure on the handcuffs. Like, I got, like, a bunch of, like, bruise marks, like, and I was bleeding a little.
Oh, my
It's just
word. I
messed
know
up.
exactly what
Yes.
Yeah,
I remember
and-
leaving class and I was like, what the hell's going on over there?
And I got him from the ground because I usually, like, I'm a very kind person. I'm very, like, patient.
Yeah.
But for something like this happens, like, I lose my patience. I went up to the director. I was like, okay, listen here. I am bleeding. I am bruising. You either tell that guy to stop method acting and be professional, or I'm walking.
Yeah.
And it's like, because, like, I'm not connecting with the director.
I'm not sure if that's method acting or he's just being mean about it.
He's being mean about it. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like,
To me, that's like,
you know,
yeah.
as an actor,
You're just not caring about
like,
the actor next to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's egotistical.
Yeah.
and it's like, you know, as an actor, you know, you gotta take care of me. You know, it's like, well, not like full time take care of me, but it's like, I expect respect. I expect you know, getting along
A safe
with
set.
people.
A safe set.
A safe set is
I mean,
ideal.
a communication could have been across of like, hey, I want to make this look really real.
Yeah.
Can we get aggressive with this? Can we
Yeah.
kind of get a little more into this so it doesn't look so fake?
And then there's a way to do that without actually hurting anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also, it's like, you know, you always want to make sure your actors are comfortable too.
Yeah.
I always have, because there's another skit, because I starred in a multiple episode.
Yes, you did a lot before we showed up.
I'm sorry, if I could give a little bit of context.
Yes,
to that,
give context.
So when I started in the program as an intern in editing, I was given this stuff to edit these episodes, and so I was just going through them. I had no idea who these people were. Just edit this stuff. I was editing for like 3 months, and then one day, I had met Sam, but I had never met Oscar.
Right.
And then one day the door opens and walks in, and I was like, that's the guy I've been editing, and I've been watching it slammed on the ground for like the last like 3 months and getting handcuffed. And when you said that, that's why I was like, I know exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And that dude was like on you.
Yeah.
I remember.
That would piss
That's
me
not the
off
first
bad.
time I've seen him do that because I know who you're talking about. They
And guess what? He won't stop. He's going to go on to other sets. And
Yes.
no one is going to tell him otherwise. Or they will and he won't listen. And he'll
Yeah,
still get jobs. 'cause
exactly.
That's the way this world
and say exactly that. I don't understand why people don't say these things like
Yeah.
right when it happens.
I have a story about something like that too that I can tell. Yeah.
Spill the tea.
Yes, spill the tea.
Yeah.
This is off the record here, guys.
Well, whatever. But yeah, as you know, I've done some verticals, which we're not going to get into the vertical topic, but I'll just tell this story about being on set. We had a scene where there was stunts involved because it's like a werewolf thing, so it's like fantasy. And the main guy is supposed to lift me up and like slam me against a wall and like demand information out of me because I'm the villain, right? So it's like he's supposed to be reprimanding me. But the stunt coordinator wasn't there yet. And so we're just blocking the scene, and the director and everybody's like, okay, look, when you get to that part where you're supposed to slam her against the wall and like choke her out, don't do it. Like, just stop. And then we'll pick it up later once our stunt coordinator gets here. We're all on the same page. He's like, yeah, of course, we got it. I'm like, cool. They say action, and we get to that part, and all of a sudden, he grabs me, like actually grabs me, slams me up against the wall, and like puts his whole arm around me and just starts choking me out from behind and continuing on with the scene. And like, me being an actor and growing up in theater, like, you don't stop.
Right.
You know, even though like I regret not ruining that take. Like, I should have stopped immediately when he put his hands on me and would have been like, what are you doing? You know? But I'm just so used to being so agreeable as an actor and staying in the scene no matter what, that I just let it happen. And as soon as the scene was over, like, the AD was like, what the hell was that? And they all come up to me and they're like, are you okay? Like, that was not okay. Oh my gosh. Like, what was that?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I hit this.
It happens all the time. I hit it all the time.
And he got like upset that we were upset. And he's all, oh, bunch of amateurs over here. I'm like, first of all, I never said you could touch me. Like, I was just so shocked that happened, that like I didn't stand up for myself in that moment. But like now, like, I dare you to go off the script. Because I will say something. But what's messed up about that is that like the director came up to me and she's like, gosh, like, he's been so difficult this entire shoot. Like, I'm so sorry. But then she still works with him. Like,
that's what
So I'm like, do you even care? Like, does anybody even care? Because there's multiple stories about this person, and like, he's still getting work, you know? And it's like, but if I were to say something, I'd be difficult. And like, oh, why are you being such a diva?
Yeah.
So.
No, that frustrates me so much because I know we've worked with so many people. We've had our fair share with people, not just on the set, but like just being inappropriate a lot of times and outside of set, you know, regardless. I'm like, say it on your own time, do it on your own time, get some tail on your own time, pretty much. But you know, that's a lot of things that, you know, we've experienced over the years of working together. We don't have any tolerance for it because I'm like, no, because you're representing us, you know, and I don't want anyone thinking that us as a team, we're okay with any of it, because it's just like, well, they just work with anybody. No,
absolutely not.
I will not work with just anybody. If you're inappropriate, you don't listen, it's your fault. You especially if you communicate with that person and there's no accountability in there. Like, if you can't handle someone saying, look, this is not okay, you know, and if they're like you said, like, amateurs, like, he got upset about it. Like,
we're doing a vertical, okay? Like, this isn't some Oscar-winning film. You don't need to stay in it.
Yeah,
like, get out of here.
Like, it's dude. You're to me, you're replaceable. I'm sorry, you are replaceable at any time if you want to act that way.
Not to mention, it shouldn't make you an amateur because you're expecting consideration and
I know,
and courtesy and respect and communication.
That
doesn't make you an amateur.
And they even said, they're like, you didn't even really do it well. Like, it kind of looks sexual. And he's like, sexual? Like, well, he grabbed me from behind. Obviously, that's not how it was choreographed. And like, the worst part is there was a BTS photographer there that day, and like, there's a picture of it.
There's evidence.
And I look mortified. Oh my God. Like, it's awful.
There's evidence.
And I haven't seen the film, but I'm like, I swear to God, if they use that take, like, I don't even want to know.
So you did have to do it again.
Yeah, when the stunt coordinator actually got there, and he choreographed it the correct way.
So that's hilarious because he went on his own, did it, and then once the stunt coordinator came in and fixed what he needed to do, put him in check, and then that's when he fixed it. He wasn't beyond what he was
I think it was fine
do.
after that, but still, I was just like, why? Like, to not even apologize to me and be like, sorry, I just wanted to go with it, you know?
Yeah.
I'm an artist. I've been on plenty of
Can you just bullshit your way through this and say that you know?
Yeah, like, if this is like a passion project, like, even just this last short film I did, like, there was a stunt where I'm supposed to get kicked in the stomach. I trusted the stunt choreographer, who is also the one in the scene with me. And she's like, hey, it'll look really good if I actually make contact, but I'm not going to put any pressure on you. And it's up to you to react. I was like, do it. I don't care if I'm being touched. I can get thrown to the ground.
Like, just tell me.
That is what is planned.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not just being a diva. Like, I just want everything to be the way it's supposed to be.
Right. Like, can you just tell me what to expect? Let me know if I'm going to get punched in the face, okay?
No, literally. Like, actually Probably would have if you given an opportunity.
There's nobody around Stunt Corner that couldn't go, but we just got to go, guys. Let's do it. He's just ready to go for it.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ, that's horrible.
Not everything has to be practical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I wanted to ask.
Big awkward pause.
It's kind of a long general question, but I wanted to ask. You mentioned you guys did you said you did a feature, or
yeah. Well, it wasn't full length, but
Yeah.
it was the longest one we've done. I mean,
longest
it was a while ago, so I'm trying to remember how long it was.
yeah.
But yeah.
And okay, that and doing such a big project, and then we've all done these insane short films, and Footlight and us, Phase 3, have been able to build these like independent, like you want to call them empires, whatever it is, these independent things where we're just cranking out these awesome short films, and we've also been able to touch in the industry with like bigger projects, like you're saying. And how important do you think it is to make sure like short films are always a thing in your experience?
Yeah.
'Cause it's almost like a bridge between both.
It is, yeah. And like I love talking about this because even my wife has asked me like, what is the point of short films? Because she's not in the industry. So she's like, if somebody's not in the industry, they're like, why would you do a short film, like just for festivals? And I'm like, well, it's practice for everybody involved, right? Like if you want to be a director, why would you sign yourself up to direct a 90-page film when you can start with like a 6-page film?
Right.
And it's also a way to get funding for other projects and to get your work out there, to be hired to do something else. And it's a way for you, and for me as an actor, to work on my craft, like any opportunity that you get to act and to direct and to write, like that is the only way to get better at it is to do it. So I think short films are incredibly important because they can lead to bigger things, and it's a way for you to have proof that you can do the thing. And if you're never given the opportunity, you could be the best actor in the world, but you don't have anything to show for it.
Right.
And same with,
Exactly.
anything, directing, editing, like all of that.
Yeah, when we all met each other, and I know we've said it a bunch, it's that when we met Oscar, right, Sam? Oscar was already cranking them out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
During COVID too.
Yeah, during COVID, I barely knew him, and he messaged me. He's like, "Hey, do you think you want to be my producer?" I was like, "Sure." What does it do? What's a producer? What are we supposed to do? And I learned as I went, and I learned a lot about permits and location stuff and all of that. I'm like, it was very interesting to learn. Then after a while, I was like, I hate it. But yeah, he was making a bunch of movies, and it's funny because Paul was trying to figure out who this kid was. It was how Paul met him. Paul didn't know that I produced his short films, and he's like, wait. You're working with Oscar? You know that kid? I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's right there. During Wolverine, kind of go talk
How many movies did you have done by the time you met us, Oscar? Oscar was going before all of us.
I don't remember. It's over 8.
It might be, yeah. I think so.
Eight,
I was even a cam
more.
op for one of them, and
8
that was
or
horrible.
more.
That's my first time cam mopping, and it was like, my God, even Kevin, our professor, didn't know I was the cam op, and he's just like, your cam op looks drunk. I'm like, I was hilarious. I'm like, yeah, because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. That's why. I couldn't keep
Like
studying.
nothing's in focus.
Nothing's in
Still early
focus.
years.
I was trying to do this action scene. It was not well at all. I was like, all right. I don't think I should use camera. That's fine. Don't put me on there anymore.
I can tell you when the first Wolverine Con festival I went to, that was at our school. The short we had made, Paul's Inked, was there, but I hadn't seen all of Oscar's stuff. And so like the films are playing, and one would finish, written, directed by Oscar Bermudez. And then like a different one would play, and then another one would start and it would end, written and directed by Oscar Bermudez. And I was like, who is this person? Like, what is going on? And
That's funny.
it was our Oscar.
Yes.
Oh,
That's like Hamilton. How do you write? Like you're running out of time. He just doesn't stop.
Yeah, he doesn't. He really doesn't.
But yeah, that's how you get good at it, And like now
Yes.
you probably feel like you could do a feature because you've built your way up to that, And yeah, same with acting. Like if I hadn't done all of the short independent stuff that I've done, like I think getting onto my first TV set, I would have I would have been even more nervous. I mean, I was nervous, but like I would have been like not confident at all in anything that I was doing. And it's like you have to know what everyone in the crew is doing, who's going to be checking on you. Like it's good to know where the camera is so that you know you're not stepping out of your focus, and like it's all a learning experience. So yeah, I think short films are important, and they can be really impactful too. Like if you can tell a story in 3 to 4 minutes that touches people, then you know that you have a gift of putting a story together that makes sense. And I think a lot of people think like, oh, if I can't tell a story in a full movie, then it's not enough time. Like, no, you should be able to tell the story in 3 minutes. And so it's a great practice of that, of not like wasting time.
Yeah,
you know,
I think exactly with the script, the way you said it's very easy to make a short film in that short amount of time. I think I've explained this to a student at FTBM where he was trying to write a feature, and when I was trying to proofread it, and I was, because like I wanted your like your take on it, and I was reading it, and it wasn't going anywhere yet, and I said, are you trying to make a feature? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh no, I'm not reading that. I am not reading a feature. I thought you were doing a short film. Let me read a short film. Because they were struggling. He has his own small team that he had, that he was trying to build with his friends. And he was trying to get a story going, and he was having trouble on where to take it. I was like, well, that's your problem right there. You're writing before you even know where you want to take it. You can't just write. Trust me, it never works.
Never.
You have to get a story in place, find out what you want to do. And I said, it doesn't have to be an entire feature already in your head, but remember, it's the story concept itself, make that short, and then as you're writing the feature, just little sprinkles of other stuff, details. As the movie goes on, that's when you can stretch it out and make your feature. But do the short first. It's very easy.
There are plenty of features that were shorts first.
Exactly.
That maybe like they couldn't secure funding, or nobody really like understood the premise of it, or nobody believed in it, and then they're like, well, let me make this into a short so I can show you. Exactly. And then that's what made it successful.
Because you can't make a whole feature film, and I mean, it's hard to get anybody to sit in a room and watch your whole hour and a half movie, and they're like, yeah, we love it. No, give them like a 5-minute proof of concept. What's this movie about? And they will sit there and watch it, because it's 5 minutes, not an hour and a half.
Even when we did our pilot, Probable Cause, when we filmed it, we filmed the whole pilot episode, and it was like so much fun. But they took it to, film festivals, and everyone kept telling them, you didn't need to film the pilot. Like you could have just filmed the proof of concept trailer, and that would have been enough to sell it. And in a way, like sometimes filming too much can hurt you, because they're like, well, it already exists, and we don't want to expand on this necessarily. So you have to be open to selling your idea, and then allowing another production company to come in and change it
exactly
to what will sell in their mind, so
I've explained that to many people, and they've gotten mad at me about that. They like, no, I wouldn't change it. I'm like, it's not up to you.
It's not up to you.
You don't have the money to have it your decision.
That's why, like you have to be willing to compromise on things. And eventually when you are established, that's when you can say, no, you're not changing anything.
See, please, people hear this. It's not just me saying it. I've told many people.
I tell my actor friends that too, because they only want to be seen, like they don't want to be seen as like their stereotypical type necessarily. And I'm like, too bad. Like you have to lean into that at the beginning. And then when you're famous, then you can start to say, actually, I don't want to do roles like that anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
But like if you want to be successful, like you have to be commercial at first in a way. And then you can do it yourself. Just like all these actors that start producing their own stuff when they get big enough. Or when they get the money. I
literally felt like Michael Scott right now, where he's just like, thank you. He sends that a lot in our chat. He's like, is that so hard to do? Is that so hard to hear?
Yeah. No, it is hard to hear for some people. And I think that's why a lot of people are okay just doing their small stuff. And I'm like, if that makes you happy, great. But like, if you want to make a lot of money, then you
because it's a hobby for a lot of people. Like Havo's the huge, he loves just making them. And like this guy will make like 10 a year by himself.
That's great. That's great. But yeah, I'm way too ambitious. Like I want to be successful, and I want this to be my full-time job.
Right.
So it's not a hobby.
Yes. We can have fun with it. Yeah. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, we say that all the time too. Like it's not exactly a hobby. Yes, we enjoy doing it. Yeah. It's a thing we like to do. Even on our off time, we like to do it. But yeah, we want to make money off of this. We want to make a career out of this. We're not. That's why we're working so hard, because we're not trying to just, hey, bam, 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 they're coming out. We want to make an impact and tell people this is what we make. kind of show the creativity we do.
Like what we said like 100 times before, and probably with you guys too.
Right.
Yeah.
Was like when we all found each other, and we saw we all wanted this the same way, like we were hungry for it.
Yeah.
That's what drove this just snowball that didn't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally
Yeah.
didn't stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a lot of people mad.
It did, yes.
Yep, it is.
Well, the people that aren't passionate about it are going to be left behind.
Exactly.
That's just the reality, because it's not easy, and it is a time commitment. I've sacrificed a lot of things to do this, you know, like, and whoever I'm with too, like my partner, my wife, like they have to be understanding of that. My family has to be understanding of that, where it's like, hey, if I have to choose, you're not gonna like what I choose, but it's the reality. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think it's the thing too is that you're doing what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And as I'm sure we've all experienced, like this thing that makes you happy feeds something else
Right.
inside of you.
Yeah.
Especially when you're done with the film, short, whatever, like we've said before.
Yeah.
And again, I'm sure same thing for you. When it's done, you're exhausted, but it's the good.
Yeah.
Exhausted. Like
Yeah.
You have
Totally.
creatively.
Yeah.
completely
It's not a
just
draining,
dumped
exhausted of you're just like,
Yeah.
oh God, I hate it today. No, it's not. It's there's two types of those exhaustions where you're just
Totally.
like
Yeah.
you're drained completely, like mentally because you've dealt with things you don't want to deal with, and then there's that exhaustion where you're like, oh, that was good. Okay, and now
Yeah.
I can breathe.
For
Yeah.
all of us, like Oscar, you and I don't know if you know this, Oscar was like such an inspiration for everybody because
I didn't know that.
he did not at the very beginning, like at the very beginning of all this, it was like no care in the world. I need an airplane. I need a nightclub.
Yes.
I need
Yep.
all without a care. Find me an airplane, please. Thanks.
I remember Paul said that about him.
Yeah.
He's like, this kid has no filter. He just like, this is my script. That's it. Paul loves that he's such a big blockbuster guy.
Yeah.
And I know that Separate Ways was a little toned down because of that. Because
From what you would have wanted, if you
Yes.
had all the budget in the world.
Yes,
I mean, of
yes.
course.
It,
Yeah.
like, because we've made it work with a lot of other, like, our, the small budgets that you have had in the past, like the whole, like, the aviation center at the at Valley. We've done some of that stuff.
Yeah.
But this one was more, just because he wanted to focus more on the relationship and more of a human connection,
Right.
and not just this No Honor Among Thieves of this team, this elite team that's
Yeah.
like, they're robbers, whatever. It was a very much connection of like human connection of an actual relationship, and that's
Yeah.
why I'm like, all right, then I'm gonna have to put a leash on you and make sure you don't go too far with this crazy like, all right, come in with guns and all that.
That kind of goes back to like the producer thing you guys were
Right.
talking about.
Yeah.
What is the reality of this to bring it down?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oscar,
Yes, sir.
as I was saying, you know, No Honor was huge.
You were well.
And
Yeah.
that
Yes.
creative exhaustion at the end of it. Like, that movie is 40-some minutes.
Dang.
And that is
What a-
definitely our
Wait, that was the
longest-
original. He has like, don't you have like two cuts though?
It's like
Yeah.
39 minutes, but it would have been an hour, but I focused more on what fit and what didn't.
Right.
But again, I guess my point is, like, creatively, when that was done, like when you were finally able to say, I am done with No Honor, that had to have felt amazing, right?
Oh yeah, it always feels amazing when I write something and then seeing it come to life as the process goes from filming, and then now you have the results at the end. It's always good to see the final products and looking back and saying like, I did that,
Right.
Yeah.
This is the story I wanted to tell, and I brought it to life. I Frankenstein that monster. I brought it back to
We've
life.
Frankenstein many movies.
So
we have.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
sometimes we'll film something, and when we go to edit it, like
Yeah.
the way that we envision, we're like, this is not working.
Yeah.
And so we completely change like the
Yep.
genre almost sometimes
Yeah.
even.
It
and then
happens
it
a
works
lot.
better. Yeah.
Because for me as a storyteller and a filmmaker, I love telling stories, and I love bringing them to life. And going back to what that was brought up, when people question like, why would you want to do a short film? It's like, yeah, you want to have that proof of concept. You want to have that, hey, I could get funding for this in the future, but if you're not passionate about it, if it's
Yeah.
just like, I'm just here to make money. I'm just like, yeah, everybody loves money, but
Yeah.
but if I'm just here to make money, then it's just pointless because now you're just creating.
It's gonna make you cold.
It's gonna make you cold. It's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna write this just to make money. It's like, no, you have to put your heart into it. You gotta
Well,
put
those
a
stories
passion in it.
that come from just wanting to make money, you can tell, and they're never good.
Yeah.
There is no heart in them, you know?
I mean, as many times you go to see a movie in theaters, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, you
What is
clearly
this
just
cash
wanted
grab?
to make money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're entertaining, okay, but there's so many plot holes. Like,
Yeah.
you're like,
Forget
what
it
is
as soon
going
as
on?
it's over.
You
Yeah.
Like, okay, there's an hour and a half. I'll never get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because you want to make your audience to feel something,
Right.
And whenever I watch a movie, I can tell when there's heart in it, when there's
Yeah.
passion.
Right.
You can have the worst actors in the world in it, but
That is true, actually.
because when
I've seen some. I was like, this is a great
Yeah.
movie, but they could have acted that way better.
yeah, because when we went to the movies one time with Marie and we went to go watch Five Nights at Freddy's, and then we were talking about how some of the actors, were just they were
Yeah,
okay,
some of the acting
but
was
it's-
okay.
But
But
to me,
it's
that makes
the-
me mad. I'm like, I could have done that.
yeah.
Right?
And
That is true,
it's
actually.
something
Yeah.
that me and Marie talked about was like, but you can tell there's a lot of heart in the movie that overcomes that bad acting. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah, that's very important. Is, putting all your passion and heart into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without it,
Even like that movie, The Room, like it's horrible, right? Like the acting, like what's that guy's name? I forget his
Tommy
name.
Wise.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And everybody knows it's bad, but it's become a cult classic
Yeah.
because he was so passionate about it that
Right.
it's almost like endearing, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it is.
it finds its audience somehow.
Yeah, exactly. There's always that fan base, I guess
Yeah.
you would say. There's a fan base for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He just made it himself.
I wanted
Yeah.
to ask because Oscar, you touched on it right now, like writing and telling stories and seeing it come to life. Me and Oscar and Marie had a very in-depth conversation about all the auditions for Oscar's casting call of Separate Ways. And I remember
I'd love to hear this.
I remember Oscar first and foremost, but like we saw the auditions and things were great, and we all said the same thing. And again, Oscar said it first. It was, what did she do different, Oscar, in her audition for Separate Ways? When we saw it, it was like the bag. Like
and
she
then
was
the
gearing up.
ponytail. Like you didn't just like did the scene like with your just like one hairstyle. You
Oscar's
like
like,
changed
"That
your
was her."
hairstyle for the
Oh,
scene.
yeah.
And I saw like, okay. Well, not just that, but it's also like even before you submitted your audition tape, Sam knows this. I freaked out when I saw your application.
You did,
I was,
yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
He mentioned like, oh my God,
He's like,
Chelsea
Chelsea Gray,
applies,
the
Chelsea
Chelsea
applies, she submitted.
So I was
That's
like,
hilarious.
So I was like, oh my gosh, because I'm a big fan of yours. Like since I saw your film, I keep
Space
getting-
Between Us?
Space Between.
Yeah. Yeah, Space in
I
Between.
okay, I was right. Yes, I was right the first time. I think I was, but I've been wanting to work with you for a long time, and when I saw your application, I was like, I really want you, Chelsea, but I have to play this out and see other auditions first before choosing. And so we got the other auditions. Everybody was good, but then there was something about yours like that. Just I had a good feeling about that. Okay, I can feel that there was a lot of effort
We all did.
and passion
Yeah.
and care for the character. So I was like, I'm gonna choose Chelsea. Chelsea's great.
Well, thank you. Yeah, the casting process is always so interesting to me because it's so mysterious and like people always want to know what made you choose this person. And a lot of the times it does come down to like a feeling. And I will tell you, like every time that I've sent in a tape where I know I booked it, I'm usually right. Because
Right.
I connected with the character.
You feel yourself.
So immediately. Yeah. And when I sent in the tape, I'm like, yeah, that was it. And I swear to God, like it's happened a few times where I'm like, I feel like it's just my role. And I get it. And you can't explain that feeling, but when you know it's the right person, like you just know. It's just something about it. But yeah, I mean, I love hearing that because we always want to know how to like improve or whatever. And sometimes it is just like something you were the character and you either are or you aren't. Like there's nothing you can do to change that.
Right.
And like you could love me as an actor, but if I didn't embody that character, like you would have known. You'd be like, I really like her, but it's just not going to work for this one.
Right.
You know, because you have to be true to yourself and cast the right person.
Right.
So yeah, that's really, really interesting.
I think that's what I was explaining to you, like because the other auditions that we did see, you're like, oh, they did good. I'm like, I didn't feel it. Like I did not feel it. And then when he's seen yours, and he's like, oh my God, like the way the backpack was, I was like, okay, I totally bought that. That was really good.
Which is why, I love props in auditions. Sometimes people say not to use them, but like if you're gonna use a prop, like know how to use it and like don't get all awkward with it, because I've seen that too. It's like, okay, if you're not gonna do it right, don't use it. But like I was like, she's leaving her home. Like,
it helps you fit in and do that part for it, so that it's more real to you. It's really helpful.
Yeah,
because I think it was when I called you and say you got the part.
Oh, you called her? That was a like, hey, guess what? Was it just a message?
No, I think I got an email first.
Yeah, you got an email from Daniel.
Yeah.
And then
you were real official. Guess what? You just got the part. Oh my God.
No, it was just like, hey, is this Chelsea Gray? And she's like, yeah, it's me. And then I was like, hey, just want to tell you, you had a really great audition, and I really want to choose you for the part. And I told this to Daniel many times, like, you basically made my dreams come true when it came to what I always wanted when I tell my stories is for an actress or an actor to say, this character is mine, this character is me. Show so much care for the character. And you've told me, like, you see yourself as Leah, you see yourself, you are Leah. And I almost cried when you said that, but and I think I lost my point while I was saying this. But what was it? I don't know. I lost my mind.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I sent it in, because I think I sent the audition in on like the last day, because I was just busy with work or something that week. I don't remember, but I was like, okay, am I gonna do it? I'm like, no, just do it. Like, I know, like, I wanted it, but then sometimes you get in your head and you're like, maybe I just shouldn't.
So.
But I'm really glad I did, because as soon as I saw the casting call, I was like, I want to do a zombie film so bad. Like, I love action, I love thriller, and I love getting like dirty and like gritty stuff. So I was like, this is like my dream role. So yeah, I was like, I got to do it. So I'm glad it worked out.
I know. I think I remember my point.
Okay.
So it was.
It
so after he's like, you're being passionate for the character. That's what's really great when as an actor and as an actress, like you want to, and the same thing as being a filmmaker. You want to care for the character. You want to care for the story. You want to be passionate about the story. It's not just about, I'm going to memorize lines and do the part, because then you just don't feel it. You don't.
Right.
You don't feel the performance.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my overall point. That I forgot.
Yeah.
And I find that when I am connected with the character and with the story, like, it takes no effort at all to memorize the lines, because it just like flows naturally and makes sense in my brain. Whereas like I've done some things where it's like my brain is fighting it, and I just can't memorize the lines. And then that's when I know, I'm like, I'm not going to get this, because I can't even memorize the damn lines. But we still got to put in our effort. But yeah, like, it was just, as soon as I even, read the script, I was like, I got it. I did do the prep, and I like to, write like journal entries as the character, like maybe what they're going through in their relationship, like expanding on that, because that was like touched on in the script, because it just gives it life, like when you are having that conversation with the other person in the scene, if you have all that history there already in the back of your mind, you don't have to say it, but it just like comes across anyway. So that's always important to me, is to show that there is like prep work. Because then, it's just like memorizing lines and saying it. And I don't want to play myself. Right. Like, I actually want to, when I look at my performances of all the things I've done, like, I want there to be a differentiation between each character. Because then it's like, you're just yourself. And I don't want to just be myself. Like, I want everything to be different.
Yeah, I've been told that before. Just be yourself in the scene.
Oh, yeah.
Just be yourself. I'm like, this is not me. Like, what do you mean? I can't just be myself. Okay, this doesn't make it. Now I'm even worse now. Now I'm not even going to give you what you need, because this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and that's not even what they really mean to say. They're trying to like convey something else, but they just like can't articulate it.
Yeah.
And so you're like, cool.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like, okay, I'll just figure it out myself then. Fine. All right, forget it then. Whatever. But it's funny you say how the words will flow too, because with the post-production with the phone call, it took us forever to figure out what you were going to be talking, basically my voice and what you're saying back and forth. Because you were, when I asked Oscar, I was like, there was no lines for that, right? He's like, no, she kind of like just like ad-libbed a little bit. I'm like, shit, okay. So when she did, we must have watched that scene over and over to see your reaction. Okay, what am I telling her that makes her respond that way? And you were you wrote something for me. I'm like, okay, I know I'm not memorizing this, but this isn't flowing with my mouth at all. Right. Like, and so we had to, whatever he wrote, me and Miguel were just trying to shrink it to make it smaller so it's not so wordy.
Because I was like responding to what the other person is saying.
On the line, yeah. Because you've seen the newest version, right?
Like,
Okay.
I was having a whole conversation in my head at that point.
Yeah.
Like, no, I know.
Yeah.
Don't even go there.
Yeah, exactly. And then I was
You're
like
trying to decipher, like, what would she be hearing?
Exactly. That's exactly what we were trying to
funny.
do, going back and forth on it, because we never intentionally, when we wrote it, there was no plan for us to know what you were saying to that other person.
Yeah.
At all. And as it went by, Miguel's like, I think we need to hear what they're talking about. I'm like, damn, Miguel. It's like, now we have to write something on this. Because, Miguel's very particular when it comes to the audio and the sound, the world around, which is great. But I'm like, Miguel, we're getting so
Miguel.
much
Shout
more.
out Miguel.
Yes, no, shout out to Miguel.
Yeah, the sound design is amazing. Like, it really elevated the whole thing.
Oh, it did. We try to find so many things to put in there. And the song, oh my God, I told Miguel the song's amazing in there. It's so good. And he's like, I need you to like level it out. When I was leveling it out, I was like, well, I kind of like it loud like that. He's like, no, please turn it down. I was like, okay, fine, okay, I'll adjust it. All right, but it was so good. But yeah, it is very important for words to flow and things to go that way, because it's just. Again, it's almost like you're repeating yourself sometimes, or it's just a huge mouthful of words kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, like, over-explaining things. Like, I can always tell when the writer doesn't trust the audience to put two and two together. So it's like, if you're talking to somebody and they keep saying the person's name, or like, hey, sis, nobody actually talks like that, you know?
Yes,
so
exactly.
I feel like there are things that we have to trust our audience that they can, you know, put context clues together, and that's what those are the projects I like to watch too, because it just causes you to think.
Yes.
And I don't want to be over explained. Like, I can figure it out, you know?
Yeah, because I think they rely on that a lot, especially when they have these movies, like I think Netflix movies a lot of the time, the big action movies. It's a lot of conversation happening. This is happening here, bam, bam, this huge conversation going back and forth. I'm like, can't we just watch it and figure out what's happening?
Yeah.
Like
we don't need to explain what's going on. Show us,
like I can see it. It's fine. I'm not a huge, scientist here, but I can kind of see what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I was telling Daniel when I was watching the new War of the Worlds with Ice Cube. Oh my God.
No.
Yeah. No, I was, it wasn't great.
And the original was so good. Like that.
Is he laughing over there, or are you dying choking?
Sneezing. I was sneezing.
Oh, okay, you're sneezing.
Wait, the original is with Dakota Fanning, right?
Yes.
See, that movie made me want to start acting when I was younger.
Oh, okay.
I was obsessed with that movie and with Dakota Fanning.
Oh, she was in everything.
Everything, and I was like, I want to be her. But that's what?
Man on Fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, you just can't get any better than that. But it's just crazy that now, like, why are we remaking these movies and then dumbing them down? Like, that makes me mad.
You just leave it alone.
Yeah, just leave it alone.
You'd think I would know, because I've been there most of the time. But is this the first time you've both written together?
Yes.
No.
No?
We wrote Linwood High together.
Yeah, you're right. Yes. Actually, would you say we wrote it together? Because it wasn't ours to be...
Well, we had
because it was
we worked together writing something. So.
Yeah, we had to finish it off. We had to finish it off. It was a whole feature film by the school, and so I just came on as working audio. I wasn't even in the class. He was, but they realized they didn't finish it, so I had to come in my next semester, and they're like, "Well, you're a producer now and writing on it," and so we had to work together to make it make sense, because the original lead actress. Just they were done with her. They weren't working with her anymore, and so we had to replace her with someone else And they were gonna. What did they say? They wanted to do the whole Fresh Prince thing with like the aunt was completely different.
Oh gosh,
they wanted to do that. I'm like, no. We need to make her a completely different person. No, we're not doing this. The whole like makeover. Like, oh my god, she's so different.
She got surgery.
Yeah, it's like no, we're not doing that. So we had to create this whole storyline of how she got in here, and there's a lot of stuff in there that when we looked at the dailies, like I'm like, it's just not working with any of it because we were editing as we were going because of that. And so as we were going, I'm like, I do not like how that went. I'm like, can we reshoot it? I can rewrite it. Can we reshoot it? And that's how I actually learned how to write because I had never really written much. Was that that was before Thank You, right? Way before, right?
Yeah, it was before the
because I hadn't written anything on my own. And so I was like, I'm not a writer, so I'm trying to figure out how to like make it work with him. And again, it's how you repeat stuff back to yourself of like, nobody talks like this. It's that kind of thing that just kind of, I kept thinking of that, like, okay, just go. But yeah, that I can't believe I forgot. We both wrote that kind of, wrote it because it wasn't our movie.
I will say I had no passion for that movie.
I know. That was that was when I learned.
I have every right to say I have
yes,
no
I know you have every
movie.
right to say yes because that one was so frustrating. It was supposed to be a feature film and it ended up being 40 minutes long.
Yeah,
about 4 minutes. But we finished it. We finished it because we said there's no point.
In the past.
It's in the past. Yes, we finished it. We didn't want it to not be finished because people that spent they were driving from LA.
Yeah, I did it for them.
So there was. I'm like, that's horrible. And then everyone's like, just let it go. I'm like, that sucks. They spent so much. They spent a semester. Guys, a semester. That's months working on a feature film, and you're just ready to let it go. Like, no, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's because you guys are professionals and you follow through.
Yes, we follow through. Again, we finished our films.
Everything is a learning process.
Yes, exactly. Yes, it is a learning process.
Even if the lesson is, I'm never doing that again.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lesson there.
But you learned.
Yeah.
You learned. But it's funny because he said he had no passion for it because that is the first time I realized when Oscar does not want to edit, it comes out really bad. And I told him this, and because I was looking what he edited, and I'm like, that you could see the girl in the shot here, and then the next shot she's talking to someone else. Literally, like, how'd she get over there? I was like, Oscar, did you not see her in the background there? And then she's talking here in the next shot quickly, like she's watching herself talk to someone else, and he's like, yeah, I don't know.
He's like, look, it got edited together.
That's all you
can ask of me.
He literally just sat there and went, I don't know. I'm like, I'm going to fix it because this is annoying me. And then every time we made something after that, when something, again, more with the edit, I was like, okay. You don't want to do this. I get it, dude. Then let me finish it because I'm having to do all your edits over again.
It
was hilarious.
Before going back to the separate ways, the screenplay thing. No, I just remembered it was so quiet in the room at some point, and I just randomly was like, I don't know how much more of this I can take.
Oh, it was hilarious. Yeah, it was so quiet. It's almost like it dawned on him, like it just a flood over him. He was just editing. He was like, I don't know how much more I could take of this. We were all editing, and Daniel was cracking up. I was just like, okay, are you all right, man? He's like, no, I hate this. Like, no, I'm not. I'm dying here.
Going back to the topic at hand.
Yes.
The process of writing Separate Ways, it meant a lot to me because like I was actually going through like, and you and Daniel were there when I was going through this huge emotional like issues in my life with like a lot of people. You know, you work with people, then they throw you away once they get their egos and all that.
It made you lose your passion.
Yeah, I lost my passion. I actually lost my passion for filmmaking.
Yeah.
And that sucked. That was one of the hardest parts of my life was losing my passion and love for something I cared for years.
Yeah.
And eventually, because I wrote a sci-fi film, and I loved it, but it just didn't have exactly what it didn't have my heart in it. I just wrote it. It was cool, and I appreciate everybody who worked on it, and I think it worked out. But when I wrote Separate Ways, with And with the original script for it, there was a lot of like, I was putting my heart and soul into it, and then I got Sam on board to help write the screenplay for it. And when we finished the script, I'm like, I got my passion back for filmmaking.
Because I think you had many other, I want to say, versions of it. It changed so much. I think even Daniel had even a crack at it, trying to like fix his up. Yes, voice of God over there. Yeah. But yeah, you had many different versions of it, and the first one that I was trying to work with you on, you had a whole different setup.
Oh yeah, the story
completely
was
different, even a different title.
It was Echoes of the Undead.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very different.
Yeah, very different. Yeah, and and again, when he writes and he has me read it, I just question. I just constantly question him. Why is it this way?
Yeah.
Who's this? So that he can connect dots and make sure that he's not missing anything within that. And so as I was reading it with him, and then I was writing some with him to fix some of that. And because I told him before, he writes with a lot of lore. It's just very, very grand speaking. And I'm like, it's not bad. It's just you got to have a relation to the audience, especially with the type of movie you were going to do. You couldn't have that type of lore. And so that's why I wanted to keep the reins on him of being like, okay, we can't talk like this. We got to realistically make these people. We got to make these lives here. Especially since you just did Afterworld. It's a very sci-fi-ish. That dialogue was it was fitting for it because it's a very scientific world, kind of like an X-Men type of way, I guess.
Right.
And so it fit is very like a comic kind of thing, comic book kind of ish kind of thing. And so so when I worked on that one with him, and then when I asked him, I was like, well, are we going to work on it more? He's like, no, it's going to be changed. I was like, okay, so you're not happy with it. I get it. Okay.
Because the story of Separate Ways, like when writing the script, was like, it was the theme of the story is like moving on to your next chapter of your life. Because I was going through, like I said, I was going through a lot of like hurtful and I was like emotionally collapsing, and and I was going to therapy like every week, healing from all that. And then Separate Ways was basically revolving a little bit influence in my life. Was I was at a point where I'm healed and now I'm moving on.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what it is in the story for Leah's. Well, my life's not full of zombies, but Leah's
like,
story
is
cool. Accepting what the past was and, moving on to the next chapter of your life.
Yeah. And that's why I love like the thriller and horror genre, because a lot of the times it represents something else. Like a lot of the times I read
little table.
You're good. I read a lot of like haunted house books, and I find that so many of the common themes are grief or moving on, acceptance of something that happened in your past, and like it's just a physical manifestation of what's going on inwards. And I love that aspect of storytelling, because it makes it interesting. So yeah, it's like it's a zombie film, but it's not just a zombie film.
Right.
Like it's so much more impactful when you look at it as like how it affected this couple and this one person, and now she has to move on with her life. Like it's so much more interesting than people that you don't care about. Like you have to care about the characters. The audience has to care about the characters. And so when you have that underlying theme, even if it's not outwardly like expressed, having it just in your mind while you're writing it, it comes through. And people might not even be able to put their finger on it, but they can interpret it. Like I wonder like what that means for the filmmaker that made this. Because it could just be like, oh yeah, I love zombies, I want to do a zombie film. But it could also be like, this was me saying goodbye to a part of myself. And it's just like being eaten by zombies, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's why I love this genre so much, because it really does represent like different parts of our lives and ourselves that we're letting go of, and it's just cool to put it into that context.
Yeah, when he always knew he wanted a sequel out of it, and so he said, this is the foundation of your script then here. So because I think you had other ideas of like these parts of zombie here and here, and I said, we need to choose which one you want to focus on first. Yeah. Because it's just going to be a huge chaotic mess of zombies everywhere, and they're trying to fight. They're still trying to fight to save their relationship. And so let's not be too crazy of fighting for a relationship, because you can't in the middle of a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
It's just so much mess. And so I said, which one do you want to do? What's the foundation? Do we want to build these zombie worlds and it's coming to them? Do you want to, is this a relationship now, and then we're slowly building to a apocalyptic world with the zombies kind of thing?
Yeah.
And so I said, let's focus on one, and then when the second one comes, we can build both of them together. And
For sure,
it's like 28 Days, how like they're, the 28 days later, 28 years later now, where they showed the story of the little boy, and then now the story of the old man, and now they're going to combine with the entire story. You could tell clearly that's where it's taking off. But yeah, it's one, you slowly got to build that, because he's such a world builder.
Yeah.
He really is.
Which is a talent. Like, I can't do that.
It is, yeah. I'm a character builder, but I'm not a world builder.
Yeah, I can build a character.
Yeah.
Building a world like that is so daunting to me. Like, no, I'm good. But but to have that ability is really special, because then you are going to be able to build a world that doesn't exist in any other like nobody.
It's
can
your
replicate
rules.
That.
Your rules that you're making for this world that you're in. And that's why I said too, when it came to your zombies, I said, how does it happen first? What starts it? Is it like the walkers? How fast are they? What's the rules of their life now once they're done? Like every zombie apocalypse, like World War Z was like they're fast.
Yeah.
They just go really fast. Like each one is different. That's why I'm like, this is your world, your rules. What's going on with it?
Yeah.
Right. Originally we had a scene with Leah. Was a little different from the script we had from the actual when we actually filmed it. Was we had Leah returning. Actually, no, it was similar. We had Leah returning home, and there's an intruder, and we had Leah kill the intruder without having this. What's the word? It's not having any issues killing the person.
Right.
And it's like, and I look back at it now, and it's like, I'm glad we got rid of that scene, because she's not there yet.
That would
We're not
have
there
changed
yet.
her whole.
I remember that scene when I read it. When you put that scene in there, I was like, why are we doing this? I was like, wait, how much does she know? How many years? How much time has passed? Is she able to do this?
Yeah, because we're not there. We're not there yet.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
So that's why I was like, will we see that part of her?
Because I remember you asked, you're like, where do we put it? I'm like, not here, not in this one.
She's still developing in the world.
To scratch that scene completely.
She'd be really traumatized.
When I read it, he's like, so we don't put it? I'm like, no, we delete this scene. Yeah. No, it's not gonna. Like, this doesn't fit. It's not fitting at all. And like, he's like, well, who's gonna be there then? I'm like, not that guy. We're not gonna. No one's gonna be there. She's going home to an empty house, Oscar. We're not gonna put that guy in there. I don't know who this guy is, but he's not in there. We're not introducing another character yet. It doesn't need to happen. But yeah, it's again, maybe it's why it worked. I build characters, you build worlds, and it just fit. It just managed to flow the way it did. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's, and I'm excited to see where the story goes from there too.
Me too.
I have a lot of ideas of characters, and keep it the same scale, or a little scaled up, but not too scaled up. Just keep it as the same.
Keeping the tone, because I know Paul's trying to get you to go all crazy with it.
He wants me to shoot at the Salton Seed place.
He wants 2 airplanes.
Oh yes.
And I'm like, I originally agreed to it, and I was like, wait a second, why am I filming there? I'm like, there's no reason for anybody to
I remember you said, Paul wants, but like, it's not up to Paul. I'm like, what do you want to do, Oscar?
We love you, Paul.
Yes.
But yeah.
He's a DP. Yeah. He likes to. He loves big grand things. He loves it. He sees beauty.
Yeah, and we'll dive more into the future of Separate Ways at the end of this podcast. But what I want to talk about too is like what we did for part 1, because part 1 was a very heart-wrenching story and a little beauty to it too, because damn, I can't spoil it, but because it's not out yet.
I see what you're saying. I was like, why can't we talk about it? Duh.
It's from the
okay, good to know.
Right.
Thanks for telling me.
I completely.
When is the podcast coming?
I completely forgot. With no one's seen it yet.
But the film.
You can beep it out.
beep, 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 beep. That's all but this was
The whole last half of this podcast is bleeped out because we're not
All spoilers.
Like, by the way, we couldn't spoil it for you, so we gotta bleep this out.
This was my first zombie film. This was the first film I actually tried directing. Because
What do you mean tried directing?
Cried directing.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what are you trying? I was like, what do you mean?
Because the scene with shout out to Brian Saenz, who plays Mason. He's the male lead of Separate Ways, but he also did such an amazing job playing the neglectful boyfriend,
neglectful boo,
who's like, I went out for a couple drinks, and it's like, happy anniversary. It's like, oh shoot. So it's like, what was it like working with Brian, Chelsea?
I mean, he's a really great actor. So it was really, I mean, it was real. Like, after we would do a couple takes, I'm like, okay, you have to pretend like you actually love her. Like, damn, you're really like leaning into the sass.
Oh, yeah.
But
he was, I remember. Yeah.
But like, I love that he commits, like, even during
does.
more of the action heavy scenes. Like, I really felt like that anxiety. Like, he really grabbed me and like pushed me over, like pushed me out of the way and like saved me or whatever. So it was really, really great working with him. I feel like he really embodied the character and was in the scene with me, and which is always a gift, because sometimes you don't get that. And I feel like, even though we didn't do like a chemistry read or anything, like, we did have the chemistry there, and I felt that tension and that history between the two. Yeah. And so even, when I watched it, I was like, I wish we could see more of what has gone wrong in this relationship. Right. Because it really reads.
You're like, damn, what did he do?
What happened? But then, like, no spoilers, but at the end, like, you do see that love there. And so it's kind of like, I think it's best to leave the audience wanting more than showing too much, especially in that case, because it's going to leave an impact on the audience. Like, what did we not see that makes this, have this sort of impact on her? And she keeps going back to it, and it like haunts her in a sense. So yeah, that it was really fun to work with him. But I wish there was more, but then I'm glad there wasn't. You know what I mean? Because it served the story so well. Just more in a sense of like, it was fun to work with him. But yeah.
I think that was probably the most challenging scene to write. Like, what was wrong with their relationship? Right. Because I remember you said I don't know what conflict I want to give them, but I want to give them something. Yeah. And I was like, great. Okay. Let me figure out what to write.
It was like, I wasn't trying to go for, he's the abusive boyfriend who.
Yeah, exactly. That's one thing I had. Yeah. That's what I had to be careful with.
I was like, I did not want to go for that route for this type of conflict, because this is the relationship where I wanted to have the opportunity to fix itself, because if it's an abusive relationship and it's,
you're not going to root for that couple.
You can't root for that, because it's like, if they get back together, it's going to be a disappointing, like, oh, they got back together. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like, so we decided, okay, he's just a
neglectful boyfriend. He's what I think Marie said. He's not thoughtful. Yeah, is what it was. He's not thoughtful when, especially with the scene when you realize the tension between them, and he forgets, like, you didn't remember what today was, kind of thing. And he's like, oh shit.
Yeah, and it's like not intentional. Yeah, but it just happens, And I think that's what makes, in a sense, like, that is the most upsetting thing that can happen in a relationship, is like when the love is there and you want to be with this person, but you just kind of stop putting the effort in. Right. And then if one person or both can't really bring themselves to fix it, it's like, then what? Like, it's so much harder to leave a relationship where the love is there, but it's just not working anymore, versus they did something horrible to you, Yeah. So that is, more challenging to portray. But I think it was, the right way to go with this one.
Yeah. It's another theme that, other than, accepting what it was and moving on, is like, theme is about knowing the time you have and not knowing how little time you did have, or if that I'm not sure if that makes it.
I think I got what you were saying.
Yeah. It was more like, you never know how much time you have until
it's too late.
till it runs out, because that's the theme of this film. It's like, or another theme of this film is like, you have this turmoil, conflict relationship between Leah and Mason, and then now all of a sudden it's like, you think you have, we have weeks, days, years to.
We have plenty of time. We'll fix our relationship later.
Until you never know when the world crashes on your doorstep.
Right.
And now you have such little time to fix that relationship.
Right.
And when you do fix that relationship, it's like, now it's like that relationship, that fixation is now has its little time until it runs out without spoiling the movie. But it's like the story focuses a lot on past, present, past.
Yeah.
And it's like we're seeing how much time is passing until we meet zombie Monica. Monica was absolutely great as
she loves doing all of that. She really does. She loves being that character person. Well, she was the creature on Blood Street.
She calls herself the Doug Jones.
Yeah, she's the Doug Jones of Phase 3. Yeah, she loves it.
Yeah, that's her niche.
Yeah,
and she is really good at it. Like, same with like the physical aspect of it, like contorting her body, like that. I love seeing that come to life.
She will do that throughout the set too if she wanted to. She would she's I want to say method. She's not method. She's just down. She's just down.
Like even it's like, we're gonna put blood in your eye. Is that okay? She's like, yeah.
I don't know how she did that. Well, for one, me and her struggled with the contacts.
Right.
Yeah. She tried at first. I was like, if Monica could do it, I could do it, but it just wasn't time for me to do it. And so when she tried to do it the first time, she kept pushing, and then I think Marie was watching her do it too, and she's just like, you and Sam have the same issue, but as soon as you go near, your eyes are just closing. I'm trying to keep it open, and then she got one in, and she was like, Marie, I got one in. She was so happy, and we were like so happy for her, like, get the other one in.
Yeah, and you can't take them out at that point, because you gotta leave them in.
Exactly, and then the blood, I don't know how she did that, because when Daniel put it in my eyes, I was like, oh my God, it was thick.
Yeah.
It was so thick. And I think they finally made the ultimate decision to be like, no contacts, just put the blood in your eyes.
Yeah, I think that did the trick.
I was like, it was just too much time.
The message came across.
Yeah, they didn't get to, I didn't put close up on me, so it's fine. It's totally fine.
No, it was like very... It was very tough the first day, because it's like, okay, first day is the toughest scene to shoot, which is the choreography.
That is true,
scene.
yeah.
And I was like, okay, it's like, oh, it's the first one we got to do, but it's once we do it, it's out of the way, and then but what was it like, Chelsea? Like just going through that choreography scene
the first day of all physical
stuff.
First
day.
Well, surprisingly, like that wasn't even the scene that I was most worried about. Like I was. We were supposed to do the final scene on the first day. Right. And I was like emotionally ramping myself up.
I remember you saying that, yeah.
And then we ended up not doing it, and I was like, shit, okay. Like physical stuff, like stunts and stuff, that is never that nerve-wracking to me. It's more thrilling. But I want it to look good. So sometimes I watch myself, on film after doing stunts, and I'm like, something is weird. Like I judge my body, like which just comes with practice of like knowing how to make it look good for camera. But when I watched it, I'm like, I needed to make more sounds as I'm fighting. Like I feel like I'm so silent.
Yeah.
But
no,
like
I've done the same thing.
Yeah. It's interesting. But on the day, I mean, I felt like, it was safe, and we planned everything out, and it was mostly just fun. So I actually wasn't that nervous about it. But yeah. I liked it.
I have a thing about the first day, because I felt terrible leaving because of when Monica was attacking you and Brian bashes her in the head.
Yeah.
We had tested it again.
Oh, yeah.
And again and again. And it worked perfect.
Yeah.
To get her head.
That's what was funny.
It worked perfect.
Well, funny to me, but not funny to him. He was mad.
I was so upset.
Yeah. That's always disappointing when something like doesn't work out on the day, and you're like, it's been working this entire time.
Yeah.
But the way that you guys handled it and you pivoted, like it wasn't even something that stuck in my head as like a problem or like a setback from the first day. It was just like, we just did what we had to do. which is
No,
good
I
because
carried it.
And Daniel, I just didn't physically throw pillows and just scream at everybody
I know
because it didn't work.
I mean, it would have been really cool, but yeah.
You're just
I
getting,
know.
damn it, it's supposed to work. You're like, oh shit, okay.
I like carried it. I carried it to your film.
You did,
Like,
yeah, because
I was gonna make this was gonna work.
Yeah.
And I felt like I let everybody. I felt like I let Oscar down
Aw.
because we
Yeah.
had like worked on it.
Yeah.
So much.
You
We
totally
have it on
did.
of the makeup test.
Yeah.
Where it's working.
Yeah.
We're like great.
What happened? It just
The only thing I can deduce it down to is the hose got pulled when she was moving and it undid the pressure from the air. And oh, there it is.
There
Hello.
she is. This is
And,
Freya, everyone. You all know
yeah.
her.
little
Oh, the orange spot, yes.
so cute.
Everyone notices that, yeah. She's had that since she was a baby.
Yeah, you should see the frame right now.
Yeah, I mean-
You should see the frame.
But the only thing I can think is like when she moved, the pressure got released from the hose.
All I need you to do is push your button.
and we're on
It's
such a
not gonna be
time
well.
crunch,
Come here, baby.
you know.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to just.
Yeah, I felt like awful.
Come here. She's gonna push a button. I know it.
Yeah, but no, you're right. Everybody pivoted. Everybody did amazing. It
Yeah,
looks great.
and it looks great. Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
I get it. Just save that for the sequel.
There you go.
No, yeah, he did definitely carry it over to mine because he asked me how I wanted something, and I don't know what it was, the conversation that we had, and I said, no, it doesn't have to be that way. He's like, no, please, can we have it this way? I was like,
He's redeemed himself.
okay. He's like, he even said, I need to redeem myself.
Yeah.
I'm not happy. I'm like, okay,
Aw.
well, okay, go
Yeah.
ahead, let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and,
Yeah,
yeah.
What was? Do you think that was the most difficult day, Oscar? Like you said, your first day.
It was my first time shooting a scene like that. Throughout my years of no, it's been 10 years. Wow, damn, time flies by fast. 10
It's
years.
like you're so old.
Wow. Out of my 10 years of directing, like shooting a scene like that, I was, because I hadn't directed in a long time.
That's what I was gonna say
'Cause-
too. It's mostly the stress of
Yeah.
it's been a while
Yeah.
since
'Cause-
you've done that.
2024 was the first year I didn't direct my own film. That because we were just so busy because we were doing Blood Street around the time, so it was
Right.
like there was like no. Everybody was too like we were exhausted because we were like spending days and days and days,
Yeah, we were drained.
working on this ambitious film. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna save this for 2025, and so I was like, okay, I got my cast. Cough. I was an actual cough.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why you said cough after a
I don't know why it
cough.
would be a fake.
Cough, cough. He's
And now it's like, okay, and it's I need to get back to my groove. Get
Yeah.
back to. Do I remember how to direct?
yeah.
And like it's kind of like it could because I remember because Miguel got a new job as audio, and he was like. I forgot everything. I'm like, it's because you just haven't got
Yeah.
back. As soon as you get back to it, you'll remember. But
Yeah.
that's what it was
It's
like.
like
for
riding
me.
a bike.
As soon as I got back on day one of directing, I was like, oh, okay, I remember now.
Yeah.
But directing those scenes, like the most important for me was making sure you were safe, Chelsea, and making sure you were okay, and taking care of Paul and Marie's house because I was very grateful that they
Yeah.
allowed me to film in their home, but I also wanted to take care of their home at the same time.
Yeah.
So it was like that was my biggest worry was like I hope I'm not getting like blood over their walls as much as we
Yeah.
did for the next movie. But yeah, I felt like after we finished shooting day one, I just sat there like I think you left by now, Chelsea, because it was like midnight already, and I was just sitting there. Marie's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm good." That was a lot because it was a lot. Like
Yeah.
I was like,
And you had a lot of shots too.
because it was like,
Yeah.
because that's the thing is like, because that's one of the things I'm really good at is like when I read a script, I'm like, all right, wide shot, medium shot, low shot, slider, and it's like now seeing that get finished, and there's like chaos going on outside.
Yeah,
It's like
my
a zombie
back
apocalypse.
door's open. I should have known.
Maybe it's zombies.
I was like, it's a zombie apocalypse
Zombie
going on
started.
outside. And I'm just like, I'm very quick to think on the spot. And then now it's like, when it's finished, I'm just like, time to decompress and rest.
By the way, your wide shots were killing me for the audio.
I'm sorry.
I kept going. I'm like, every time I do audio, I look at the frame. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, when they frame up, they're not thinking of audio.
No, they're not.
Ever.
And then Miguel told me, he's like, oh, I just stand next to Paul and say, you work around me. And I was like, well, I mean, okay, I should have done that. But as soon as I got in, I'm like, I didn't want to get in the way, but maybe I should have gotten in the way. And when I got into it, I'm like, I was like, and I told Leek, I'm like, he's killing me with these wide shots. I swear to God, like, because they were so far, and every time the wider the shot, the more headspace that I always see, that makes me try to adjust the gain a little more on that volume, because the fact that it's so far. If I can get as close as I can, like right here to you, then great. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to be so sensitive with the gain on the audio. But once I'm further away, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have to make sure this is super low, so that if I do have to pick her up in the prepare, because I did settle the audio anyway, once I have to do that, I have to get her super low so that when she does speak, I can pick her up without any of the gain just raising with it. So I have to always test that every time. That computer's not on, right? She's not pushing anything on there? Okay,
No.
Okay, just making sure.
You should see the shot.
How lucky were we to get
Blocking my view,
an overcast that day?
Well, I was expecting for it to rain, but it looked great.
Yeah.
Monica
Well, technically it did rain just after that when we got in.
Everybody got inside when we were setting up for the next shot, and we went out, and I see Monica just standing outside, and I'm like, and Daniel's like, hey, let's let Monica know she can come inside, and I went up to Monica, and I was like,
Stop
and
recording.
I was like, Monica, you're good to come in, and she's like, I think I'll just stay out here for a while. And I'm like,
She's feeling her character. That's what she was doing.
and
Yeah, Monica's always down.
Oh, she's so down every time.
then we go for day 2. I was so excited, and I was telling you all the time, Chelsea, I was excited for day 2.
Yeah. Day 2 was just like fun. I wasn't nervous about day 2 at all.
Yeah, day 2 was the one where it was one of the ending scenes. It was the triumphant song, like do 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 do. The song I've been having on my playlist to put in the movie for a long time. Finally, seeing you walk towards the street, and luckily the Laymans who own the home and the front yards. And shout out to them too for I'm very
shout out to the Laymans.
Yeah, thankful for them for letting me use
always amazing
for their place and letting their neighbors know that we were filming there too.
Yeah.
She loves
we were
you.
just filming in the street, and your character was just leaving off to the distance, and it's I when I was editing the film, I always laugh at this one shot where it's an overview shot of the drone looking down, and there's no sound, and it's like, okay, Chelsea's, and I had the music playing, and it's Chelsea walking away, and then she walks back like, never mind. it looked funny.
Never mind. I saw something, I didn't like it. Going over there.
And that was another zombie day. Miranda.
Miranda was in there
Forcier, too. I think I say her name. Shout out to her too. She was an incredible zombie. That was her first time.
She was so in it. It was so amazing.
Yeah.
So that was a little action sequence, and the little guitar song that I had playing in the background. That was a very beautiful scene, inspired. Because a lot of my inspiration for this, like,
goes
just
to
like the guitar, and was from The Walking Dead, because The Walking Dead always had like the guitar playing in the background, or like a piano sequence.
Also, The Last of Us.
Oh, The Last of Us too.
Yeah.
But my most favorite thing of the day was the epilogue scene that I've been wanting to shoot for a very long time, and that was when we brought Kennedy in.
Yeah.
Right.
And Kennedy's such a fantastic actor. Shout out to Kennedy.
Yeah.
Yes. Love you, Kennedy.
This is the one where we're really like jumping on the oh my gosh, Freya.
She chose you, because she's never like this with not even me.
Really? I accept it.
Yeah.
It's like we're really jumping towards the next chapter of Leah's life, and the new character that's going to be part of that journey. And it was so cool seeing, basically, Mr. Lehman said you and Kennedy were basically Ellie and Joel
Yeah.
in that
Oh,
in
that
shot.
that is true. Yeah.
Yeah, the dynamic was so clear. Like, even
Yeah.
though there wasn't a lot of like back and forth between them, like you could just tell that there's more to explore there. Which was really
definitely, which
interesting.
we are gonna definitely explore.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, and that's something, you know, I definitely want to talk about by the end of this podcast too. Just a little bit about what's coming up.
Right.
But we finally have that horde of zombies running towards that garage,
Yes.
and I tell Chelsea,
Kennedy,
come here, look at the shot. I was so excited to show you the shot, and my gosh, Kennedy was, dude.
He was so funny.
I don't know how many Costco pizza he had, but he still had it in him to run that fast.
He ate a lot of, he did eat, like, because I was trying to remember the other day, like, which, do you have Costco pizza, right? Like, oh yeah, because Kennedy had like 5 slices, I think. He's like, in the interview, he's like, I think I'm gonna go get more, like right now. I'm like, okay, go ahead, nothing's stopping you, man, go ahead.
Well, what were your thoughts, Chelsea, on the epilogue?
Oh, I mean, it was just badass, you know. Like, I was like, I
That
just
gun.
wanted to keep going. I know, it's so heavy, but it yeah, it just made me excited for like where the story would go, because it was just such a clear distinction of like where she started and where she is now,
Right.
and who she's surrounded by, and you can just tell that, yeah, like those two characters, the way that they're going to interact in their relationship, will just show a whole different side of her as a character.
Right.
So that'll be really, really interesting. And it's exciting.
Yeah,
Well, exciting it is, yeah.
I'm excited because we haven't really, we talked a little bit about the second one. We haven't written it yet, but
Yeah, because before
I was like, what do you want to happen every time he says
before
that.
we casted Brian as Mason, because we still haven't found our Mason.
Yeah.
We wanted to. I think we had an idea that Brian was gonna play Kennedy's brother originally.
He called him Brother Brian.
Brother Brian, like a church thing, like Brother Brian, how you doing?
I was like,
But
that was a running joke when we'd go to work. Brother Brian. You still thinking about Brother Brian? All right.
But eventually, like we're like, that's where I was like, oh my gosh, I know who can play Mason, Brian.
Yeah.
And that's where we're gonna jump to day 3. Was that day was basically Mason and Leah's day.
Yeah.
That's where Brian comes in, plays the boyfriend, and God, you know, he's such an incredible actor. Because I met him with Paul's film that he directed, written by Alika, who was the stunt coordinator that was there for day 1.
Yeah.
And I first met him there, and I thought he was an incredible actor. I was like, this guy can play the, you know, several variations of I don't know what can I call him. I'm not sure what I want to say. A stickler character, like you know, very sarcastic, very like a jerk and sometimes, but also he can play a caring character as well. And just seeing, you know, without spoiling the ending of the film, having that dynamic of between, hey, that's my phone. Having that dynamic between your character and his character just fits so well, especially in the ending too. And like I said, I did cry at the end of the production.
Yeah. And that scene, like that last scene, gave me so much anxiety because I was just like, every time that I read the script and whenever I practiced or rehearsed, I would get emotional. And then, of course, as soon as cameras start rolling and we do like one take, I'm like, why aren't there any tears coming out of my face? And I just got like frustrated, but you know, it worked out. It
was great.
It took a second, but I think it's because I knew it was such an important part. I mean, the most important scene of the film, I think.
Yeah.
I just put so much pressure on myself to get it right.
I think we all felt it.
Yeah.
When you finally, you're like, give me a minute, and when you came back.
Yeah.
And then when you finally got through it, and then we could tell that you could feel it.
Yeah.
Because then we all felt it.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay, we got it.
Yeah, where I was like, okay, yeah,
Now
she
we
feels
can
good
move
about that. Move on. Let's move on. It's not in the director. We're done.
Yeah, we're done with that. That was good.
We're done with this. He's like, one more. You're like, no, you got it.
No, it's good.
We had a special guest there too, which was Pryde Pierce.
Yes.
He came in
Yeah.
To cover for Paul because Paul had to work half of the day, so he contacted Pryde to come down and DP'd for a couple scenes.
About half the day, right?
Half of the day,
Yeah.
and you know, seeing how Pryde worked as a DP was a very incredible experience. Because
Yeah.
he would come by and he'd like, "Hey, Mr. Oscar," I'm like, he would call me Mr. Oscar all the time. So I was like, And I also sent him the film, so I wonder what his thoughts were on the film as well. But shout out to Pryde too. He did such an incredible job as a DP.
Yeah.
I mean, Alika really liked Pryde because when Paul got there, Alika wanted Pryde to come back.
He's like, oh, now we've got Paul.
If I can ask real quick,
yes.
For all of you, did any of you have like a favorite day of shooting?
Day 2.
Yeah, I think day 2 because it was just like fun. Like,
that's true,
yeah, more of just less pressure on my performance, I guess.
And
so selfishly,
we were more out in the wild instead of a house.
Yeah, that was like straight up zombie film stuff, so that was just fun to do. And we had more people on set, so it was like just a bigger day in general. So that was probably like the most fun in that way.
Yeah, no, I'd say the same. It was it was a lot more people, a lot more fun.
Day, right?
It was really hot.
It was a hot day. Yeah.
Oh, that garage. Oh my gosh, yeah, that was hot.
Oh God, yeah. I laughed that day too because when Miranda got in her wardrobe or cut her contacts in, you're like, "Are your eyes purple?" She's like, "I don't know. Are they? I can't see them." I was like, she's like, "Yeah, it's true, Oscar. She can't see herself."
Is it the same for you, Oscar? Like day 2?
Day 2 was my favorite because we were we were out in the wild. We were outside.
And that house is so cool too.
Oh, it is.
Because fun fact is like the house was like I think what is it like 180 years old or 80s or how old is
how
old is Max's house?
Is over like 100 years old.
Yeah,
100
it's like
years old.
Victorian.
Yeah,
it's old.
So it was a very nice.
That's like my dream house.
So it was a very nice location, and
like it looks like an entire neighborhood by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's
so
it's
much
crazy.
you can do.
Yeah,
you're a filmmaker when like you go to a house and you're like, oh, I can film so many different things.
Oh
here.
God, what was that thing?
So
I think
cool.
what did you send that to our chat once?
There was
when you look at
video.
every shot everywhere, you're like, oh my God, could you imagine what you could film right here?
Yeah.
We could shoot a Hallmark here, which is something Paul
and we
always
do
says.
it every time we go somewhere. Like, oh my God, I need to write something like right now.
Yeah. Sometimes, like as an independent filmmaker, you do have to write for the location you have too.
Oh yes,
because you're like, this is what I have available to me. Let's make it work.
Yes, that's what I explained to a lot of times when we're trying to find a spot for the 48s. Like when I think we went to the what is it, University of Redlands? I think it was. We went there, and she said, well, how did you know like what you're writing? Like if you're just finding any spot here. I'm like, honestly, we make the script fit the location.
Yeah.
And she's like,
yeah. That's why like all of our 48s that we've done like take place in a house.
Yeah.
Because we're literally like at a house during the time of the 48 hours. So.
Yes. We've had bad habits of because Paul, yes, I'm gonna bring it up again, loves big production value. That's why our first one was at an airplane, was at a what is that, a hangar?
Yeah.
Our first one was there. He's like, we need to go big, and every time I'm like, okay, this is getting exhausting. Okay, can we just can someone just open their house, please?
I really can't say anything.
Was it?
I can't say.
You can't. Okay. Because the error he had an you had an airport.
An airport. We went to Chinatown.
Yes, Chinatown.
Oh my goodness.
For error, yes. His was probably the biggest one. Well, actually, error was yours also. Blood Street was also yours, and that was also big, but it was at a house. But it was not supposed to. Blood Street was not supposed to be what it was. The way it was written was quite different.
But Blood Street was, I'm sure was also at
the lanes, yeah.
So like how you just said, there was so much there to use. Because,
yes.
Like when you stabbed Miranda, that was like supposed to be a different place, right?
Yeah.
That was her just exploring.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's whenever I make a film, I utilize every part of the space I can use to be like, okay, this is one location I'm using, and I can make it look like a different location each very time we're using. It's like, oh, we're at a garage part, different. Oh, we're over here, different. It's always I always try to utilize every part of the space and make it look different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all
because we know how to manipulate the audience.
Yeah, it's like it's the cinematography and lighting, that can manipulate your.
That's what I've tried to explain to a lot of people where they're like, we need an office space, we need this, we need, like, no, you don't.
Yeah, you
just
don't.
find a corner in the damn room.
Well, we
make
just
it half
filmed
the time.
like we did a whole day a month ago or so, just like an equipment learning day. Like Vanessa took us all and we learned about the camera and lighting and sound, just like as a refresher. And then we decided to film a scene, and I wrote a scene that was like an interrogation scene. So it's like an investigator and, you know, the person he's interrogating. And we're like, okay, obviously we don't have like an interrogation room. So literally we just have like a black background and then a light coming down and the table, and you get the shot manipulated in a way to where it looks like you're in just like a dark room, but we were in her garage and you can't even tell. Like it looks like straight up she's being interrogated in a police, you know, what is that called? A police room.
Like what are those, like holding room kind of thing? I know what you're talking about though. I don't know what it's called either. Interrogation room.
Yeah,
it might be
pretty much
what you just said. Interrogation room. What's
like,
that room called that you interrogate? You mean interrogation room?
I guess it's that simple, huh? But like, and that's really, you just need to be creative with your space.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Yeah, it all comes down to lighting and also like, you know, the camera, the lens that you use, because there were a couple things that we tried where we're like, looks like she's in a garage. So we had to change it up a little.
Definitely. Set design as well.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's, you know, those are long days when you're trying to, you don't really have it set up yet, and then you set it up and you're like, this is not going how I thought it was going to go. This does not look the way I thought it was going to look. Yeah. And you end up just, okay, regroup, rethink what's happening here, what's going on. We've had a few days like that. Those are long days.
It happens. Yeah.
Right. Now, Separate Ways is wrapped post-production, and it's going to be coming out very, very, very soon, which we'll be announcing on social media soon. And now it's officially an award-winning film as well. It won Best Screenplay. And
Ooh.
Hello, Kitty. Oh, she just jumped out of nowhere. And I forgot what the other award is. So, and
Don't
it's
be
also
making noise with that mic. She's rubbing up against it.
I know.
So now Separate Ways will be releasing in March. And it's going to... Oh, she just turned on the MacBook.
She doesn't know the password. She's fine.
It's space. So it's releasing in March, and it's going to be hitting a big festival run for the rest of the year.
Woohoo.
And now we're having a big meeting soon of what's happening, what's next for Phase 3.
Right.
And one of the things I'm going to take my part in is talking about Separate Ways Part 2. Part 2 is going to be such an amazing story to tell, and everyone, and I'm going to assume everybody from the last one will be returning. The crew and well, not Brian because you know you'll see in the story. You'll see.
Spoiler alert! Shh.
You'll see why Brian can't come back. No spoilers.
It's kind of a big spoiler.
You kind of did, yeah. That's fine.
Well, he could come back. We'll see.
He's like, we need to cut that out right now. Cut it out before we put it out there.
But I forgot what I was saying. Oh, okay.
People coming back. Yes.
So you know, probably even more crew members will be part of it too. But I'm excited to tell more of Leah's story, and you know, not just her story, but she will be co-starring with Frank, because Frank is going to be playing a big part of that story.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited. I think, honestly, I can see Part 2 happening at the end of this year. I originally wanted to do it the same month as we did it last year. But I was like, no, you know, if I'm going to do this story, I have to make sure that it's the right story to tell.
Yeah, and give me time to, like, get ripped or something to, like, make it seem like she's surviving.
Now, are we talking Last of Us Ellie ripped or Abby ripped?
Jesus Christ, Kat.
Ideally, Abby ripped, you know, but it takes a lot of effort.
Oh, God.
What do you, because I know, Oscar, you're still in the early stages. What do you hope for your character?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't have necessarily any expectations.
Coming out of the first one.
Yeah. I mean, I want to see her come into her strength, you know, like, and one thing that I find interesting is when characters have to be a little morally gray, like for the greater good or for, you know, getting what they need to do to survive. I think she is a survivor. So that'd be interesting to explore, like her making hard decisions that maybe makes the audience not like her for a little bit, and then maybe they understand later why she had to do what she needed to do, especially in a world like, you know, an apocalyptic world.
Right.
Not everybody can be good 100% of the time unless you're not going to survive. And I think about that a lot, like if that were to happen in real life. And then I'm like, no, I probably wouldn't survive because like I would just die with my animals. Like I'm not leaving them. You know?
Yeah.
I'm really glad you say that because you understand the character, because that's exactly like what I'm having in mind for the story of Leah. You know, for her to learn that you can't always stay true to who you are in this world. You can't. You just can't. And that's kind of the whole theme of what I'm aiming for part 2.
Exciting.
Which is like burying the past.
Right.
You know, not burying a part of yourself, which is going to be part of Frank's conflict. What we see from what we see a little bit from part 1 in the epilogue, which I'm spoiling it. Gotta be careful. But a lot of that is like to see Leah transform to what we talked about earlier, that was a little too soon for her. Yeah. And not to fully transform her just yet in part 2, but to see her experiencing the worst of humanity. Yeah. You know, you can't always be a believer in the good of people. And having, you know, especially having more zombies, but not overdo it. You know,
I will not allow it.
You will not allow it unless I fire you. Just kidding.
Damn, y'all heard it here.
Y'all heard it. She's fired. No, I wouldn't write.
Off the record,
I wouldn't write Separate Ways without Sam.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like it.
But it's the phone call scene as well from part 1. That's going to play a big part in part 2, because we are going to see the other side of that phone call.
I remember you told me that. I was like, oh.
That's the thing, Chelsea, is that's why Sam said it took us so long to focus on the dialogue of that scene, because we had to be very careful what we say in part 1.
Yeah. It couldn't just be anything.
That, we can't change what's said.
Right.
So I gotta watch the film again. We'll say
because I'm sure. No, I wrote it. I wrote notes down because I couldn't just say anything. Yeah. So I had to write notes down and what we actually, technically what we talked about. On the phone, and it wasn't even an actual conversation. You had no idea you were talking to me on that phone.
Which now Sam, I think she will be starring in part 2.
I remember you told me that. I was like, okay, this happens to me all the time. Yeah. I'm fit in last minute, and then that's when someone always says like, oh yeah, you're in the next one. I'm like, oh okay, thanks.
Because we will be seeing
a last minute character.
Yeah, we will be seeing who your character was before, you know, dead.
Yeah, before. Yeah. Shh.
Oh my gosh, I keep spoiling it.
Come on, God.
Well, at least Jesus. Tell everyone about it.
Why don't we just
blur that out?
Why don't we just play the movie right now on this damn podcast?
You know what? It's on the Mac. Just turn the Mac around.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see like her interact with different characters, you know, and how they intertwine together, because it's just going to show a more well-rounded person, like how she's changed interacting with different people, and especially the dynamic between her and Frank. I don't like, just throwing it out there, like I hope they don't become love interests. Like I don't see that happening, but just saying.
She said, "I hope." No, there's not.
I just didn't see that. But you know how sometimes it's like, well, what if? No, don't do it. And I think that'll be just more interesting. Like why do these people stay together? And it's not like a love thing, you know? And that's like more interesting to explore than like, it's kind of, it could be like an easy thing to say, like, oh, like just make them like each other. But it's even more interesting to me to explore why two people that have no sort of connection choose to work together, you know? So that could be fun to get into.
Oh yeah, and like definitely there's going to be a lot of like flashbacks as well with Frank's character and how you fit in as well in that story. Because I feel like part 2 will be just a little longer because, you know, we got another character story to tell. Yeah. And Frank's character, I always saw him as a parallel to Leah, but he's a little more of the opposite, or his experiences are more opposite than hers.
Right.
Leah doesn't experience the worst in humanity, but what if Frank experienced the worst of humanity on his side, because Leah, we don't know what she was exactly doing during the events of part 1.
Yeah.
When she's just exploring the neighborhood. Or actually, no, we do know what she's doing. She hasn't moved on yet. I don't know what I'm talking about. You know, she's staying in the neighborhood, and
well, technically we don't. She's been in that home since her tragedy. I don't want to say
the big tragedy.
Since she's experienced what's happened to her. We know that she's roaming around basically, but we don't know what's going through her head really. We don't know what's happening to her, what's affected her throughout that time, even with that, with all that's happened. And then moving forward with this, and then from the shift from her leaving and then building this other, she's this whole new person meeting with these people. And we don't know what happened from there to there. Right. And that's a big gap that we're just going to fill. How did they meet? What happened? Like, she's a completely different person. She's holding a gun. It's like she's like, we don't know who we don't really know what's going on with that yet. Yeah,
because the plot of part two, and I don't want to say it in this podcast. I'll tell you, and I'll tell you guys a little bit more of the idea of the podcast off the podcast. But we'll have a discussion after the show. I spent so much time trying to figure out the story of it. It's like I don't want it to be another, somebody else is like a same story as part 1. And I know exactly where I want part 2 to be the focus on. And I definitely want there to be another epilogue scene and to see Leah's character of another transformation that we will see here, because we know their chances will be in part 3 to complete the story. And if we were to do part 3, which we're not there yet, but we will eventually do part 2, telling part 3 would be the hardest part for me to tell, because that will be the ending of your story.
Yeah.
And that's always hard. Is always seeing a story come to an end. That's really hard. And what will happen to Leah at the end? We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, it's always bittersweet. Saying goodbye to a character that you connect with or that you understand, because then you're like, well, I'm never gonna play this person again.
Yeah.
Like there's gonna be other roles or stories that you connect with, but that particular one, like that's it. But
Oscar is in part 2. Is that Chelsea's turn to get drenched in blood like everybody else did in part 1?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, we're gonna have we'll see.
Sounds like you don't want to say.
I don't, because
all of a sudden he doesn't want to say.
Because the epilogue is already already created in my head, and once I write it down, the epilogue is gonna be a very shocking scene that nothing like extreme or like oh my gosh. Okay, well, yeah, and it's like
he always says it's not extreme, but then we read it, we're like, what the hell, Oscar?
You cut her head off.
It's we're gonna see the transformation of Leah, like transforming into more than a survivor, but her eventually
thriving.
In
the zombie world.
She's like, you don't have a happy ending. Like,
breaking.
There's no happy. I mean, Allie didn't exactly get a happy ending.
Yeah.
We'll eventually see Leah break.
Right.
Not yet, but we will see her break. And
yeah.
Right now, it's to tell the story of Leah and Frank, and
I feel like there's gonna be more than the sequel. They feel like this is ready for like a sequel and then another sequel after this. This is part 3. I feel like it's gonna be a miniseries.
I only aim to do a trilogy, and then because eventually I want to.
You're very big on trilogies. I know that.
Because I haven't. This is basically me going back to my roots and finishing a story. Because I want to see the story come to have its revelations. I want to see the story come to an end, and it will be an emotional for everyone who was a part of it. Not only me saying goodbye to these characters, but you're saying goodbye to the character that you will be continuing working on until we reach the end.
Yeah, and I've never worked on a character for that long. Like I've, done obviously short films. It's like 1 or 2 days or whatever. But like to still have her in me and then remembering that for another installment and then having to change her because time has passed and I've changed as a person too. Like, how is that going to read? Like, that's really interesting. So that'll be really fun to explore because when time passes, you change. It's just the reality. Right. So time has passed for her and then time has passed for me. So like, how is it going to read differently? That's cool.
Definitely. Yeah.
I am excited I'm excited for part 2, but I'm most excited to make sure that part 1 gets the spotlight that it deserves and it gets thrown out there in the world, film festivals, and for everybody to see. And, everyone who's been a part of it, you, Chelsea, Sam, Daniel, and the entire crew of Phase 3.
Yeah.
This was a story that was really amazing to tell, being brought to life, and I'm really excited for it to continue going forward.
Yeah, I can't wait for everyone to see it. I'm excited.
Yes. Excited I know. I got like 10 minutes on this card too for the audio. I was going to tell you too, but like, we're going to cut it now.
Well, real quick. We have plenty of time here, but that's what I was saying. I don't know how much you have over there.
About 11 minutes, probably 10 minutes left on this card.
Okay. Oscar, I'm going to let you run with it and bring us home, Oscar.
All right. Well, this was an amazing podcast, bringing our special guest, Chelsea Gray, telling the story of Separate Ways, having to work with you for the first time was such an amazing experience, and continuing this, like, great, I can't even figure out the word for it. It's just
I don't know what you're trying to say. It's just great.
Continuing this, like, working together. That's what I'm looking for.
Collaboration.
Collaboration. That's the word you're trying to look for. Okay.
It's, and seeing what more we can create in the future as well. And
definitely.
Not just for Separate Ways, but, what, maybe somebody here has a film that wants to work with Chelsea.
Yeah, I know what you were heading to now. I was just letting you talk. Yes, there's many more projects that. It's not just me. A lot of us are.
A lot of us want to work with you on different projects.
There's quite a few people that are like, when I get the chance, she's gonna be in the movie. I'm like, okay.
That's cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, no, I was just gonna say it was the same thing you kind of touched on. Is everybody's been very excited to continue this collaboration and working together and stuff, because it just. Again, like kind of we were talking about, like making short films and exploring relationships come from that.
Yeah.
Building bridges come from that. And we wanted to like work with you guys and us, and we wanted this to grow so much. So because of what you guys wrote, Oscar, what you directed, like we're finally able to find a spot to jump off to that. So
definitely.
And I'm glad that everyone wants to work with me again because it was such an emotional film. Like I do tend to kind of like go inward, and anytime that I'm on a set, like the person that is the lead of the film and the director, like you kind of lead the mood and the vibe of the group. And so I really wanted to like, be present with everyone and do a good job and be, helpful and whatever. But I also had to like be an actor and be kind of inward. And so I remember telling everyone, like, if I seem upset, I'm not. I'm just like trying to stay in this like place emotionally.
I remember
we're blaming each other. Look what you did. You made her angry.
I was gonna say, I remember like when you would leave, and then I remember you texting me like, please tell everybody, like I wasn't trying to like rush out or anything.
Yeah. It's just because, like after a take, like I want to, joke with everyone and laugh and blah, blah, blah. But I'm so jealous of actors that can do that. Like hopefully I can get there one day. Like everyone always says, Jennifer Lawrence in Hunger Games, like she'll be like crying her eyes out and then she'll start cracking a joke after. I'm like, I can't do that yet.
You're like, I'm tired, okay?
I'm gonna go take a moment and like get there. So I'm just glad that it didn't read like, oh, she's,
No, definitely did. No.
Okay, good.
No, we were all so happy.
Because I think I have the same issue sometimes. Like I don't always come off like as approachable sometimes. So like, it's very hard for me to be open. I'm an introvert, and so like if I'm around people, I'm like, I'm trying to think of something to talk to you about, but I really don't want to talk to you right now.
Let's just sit here in silence. That's fine.
Yes, yeah, that's good. It's not awkward silence. It's just okay. It's a calming silence.
Totally. Yeah. Thank you guys for having me and for talking Separate Ways. I'm excited to everyone to see it, and I'm honored to be a part of it. So yeah.
For part 2.
It's so creepy. Part.
Before we wrap, Chelsea, is there anything going on right now that you just completed or worked on, or that we can
And that you can talk about?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can talk about it. I've been told otherwise. I mean, it's like announced, but
Like, you can't talk about it. Everyone's announcing it. Like, what the hell?
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully it's fine. But in March, there's going to be a TV show called Marshals, which is a Yellowstone spinoff. I'm in 2 episodes. I'm pretty sure my episode is March 22nd. It's on a Sunday. It's the 4th episode. So episode 1's March 1st. So whatever 3 weeks later is, I'll be in that, and episode 7. And yeah, that's my first TV role. So I'm really excited for that to come out. And it's just so funny because it's like, that is arguably the biggest thing I've ever done, but it was 2 days of work. And like I spent more time on this.
Yeah.
And I feel more like connected to this. So it's like, it's just an interesting conundrum. But yeah, so I'm doing that. And then I just wrapped a short film called Grievance, which I don't think I can talk about really anything with that. But it was action heavy, not zombie, so don't worry. But another, I think it is going to prepare me for Separate Ways Part 2, which is really fun. And you know, Separate Ways made me realize like I want to do a lot of action and kind of like badass roles, and so I've been kind of leaning into that. So that'll be another thing to show eventually. But yeah,
Awesome.
We're excited to see what else.
Yeah, we're excited to see more.
Your other projects.
Thank you. Yeah.
Where can everybody find you on social?
Oh, yes.
Yes, so I'm on Instagram, Chelsea M. Gray with 2 Y's at the end. And then I'm on a TikTok hiatus, but but I am on TikTok. I am Chelsea Gray, I think, on there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sam, Oscar, is there anything else you would like to end on?
Don't forget to follow us on Phase 3
Yes,
Films on IG, TikTok, and YouTube.
Yeah.
We're Separate Ways
do
Part
have
1 will be
TikTok.
playing
Yes.
on March 27th.
Yes.
I was not prepared.
Yes. And continue watching our films. Yes,
Yeah.
please go on our YouTube, not just our Instagram. Get to see, there's a lot of stuff on there, guys. A lot of stuff. Keep watching it. We love that you watch our stuff. Comment whatever you want. Even if you don't like it, say it. We want to hear critiques. We like learning. We like you guys to say what you don't like from us so that we can improve more and more.
Oh, and then I should mention, if you want to see other films, like independent films that I've been a part of and produced, follow Footlight Productions
Yes.
on Instagram and YouTube as well. And I think Vimeo, we have stuff on there as well. But yeah, that's all women-led crew, production team. We don't release as fast as Phase 3, but there is some stuff on there, so check it out.
First of all, we're crazy, so don't forget about that. Yes. All right.
All right, and that's our newest episode with Chelsea Gray. Thank you for watching. I'm Oscar.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Chelsea.
And that over there is the voice of God, Daniel. Or say, go introduce yourself if you want.
I'm good. I think they know who I
Okay.
am.
Voice of God, right
Thank
there.
you, God. Thank you for watching, guys.